A night in with MauLer and the drinker, getting trashed with the web screen thinkers. A cheap night cause I'm feeling kinda thrifty, gonna send back a beers and a bottle of whiskey. Pop up the cork, have a glass of wine, plus they'll say I'll be fine. Trouble walking in a straight line, but for me a Pinot Noir. It's open bar with our hosts, MauLer and the critical drinker.
Well, hello everyone. Hey.
Hello.
MauLer, I swear your avatar at that final moment in the video gets more drunk with each passing week. It's like he's slumped over a bit more, like
just under the table at one point.
Yeah. We need to like gradually change the animation as we go. Look,
Yeah.
Smokey in the background. He looks like you after like a few more weeks of this.
It's funny how when we're like this, we're totally matched up with our avatars in the background. Perfectly, you might even say. Though you'd have to just
wait.
Pump yourself up a little bit. Yeah, almost. Yeah.
Almost. Yeah, I can just about get it. Oh yeah, there we go.
I don't have to change it. Look, your arm looks funny as fuck. Right?
Like a munchkin.
I don't have to move at all. I'm perfect. Look at it. Just matches. Yeah.
I mean, sure. Yeah. It'll be all right. But yeah, welcome everyone for Open Bar 155 now. We are churning through those numbers these days. And it's good to be back again. We've got, well, pointless facts of the week. Should we do that?
I think
Are we
should.
ready? Could we? Should we? All right. Well, in this case, it's going to be for 1955, since Open Bar 155. What stuff happened that year? Winston Churchill resigned as prime minister. He was about 900 years old by that point, and I guess he figured he'd done enough. So that was his second.
Exaggerating, dude. He was 800.
I know. Well, yeah, I'm prone to that sort of thing. Tragically, Albert Einstein passed away in April of 1955. Yeah, the world lost a great mind. Yeah. What else? Ray Kroc opened the first ever McDonald's. Well, the first franchised McDonald's after buying it over.
Yeah, did you watch The Founder?
I did, yeah. Excellent movie, actually. Really
I thought it was
interesting.
really good. I was surprised, and you learn a lot. And Michael Keaton is just fantastic, as always. He's so reliable, dude. Like,
Keaton has gone through a bit of a career renaissance, hasn't he, in his later years? It's like the world rediscovered him. And
yeah,
because
this
guy absolutely delivers every time.
Did you watch the other guys, Will Ferrell and Mark Wahlberg?
Once. I was really drunk when I watched it, so my memories of it are not great.
That felt to me like the movie that converted Michael Keaton from what I knew of him, like all of his classic movies, into a more modern one where I was like, man, he's fucking great. Why am I not seeing him in more things? He's hilarious in that film. And then I started seeing him in more sort of modernist stuff, and I was just like, he's just really fucking good.
He is really fucking good.
Birdman as well, right? And
I was going to say, yeah, Birdman is usually credited for like his comeback movie.
I think I was late on seeing Birdman. That could be why. Yeah. Then again, when was the other guys out? Oh no, that was 2010. Yeah, okay, that makes sense.
Because the other guys is what really saved him.
Well, yeah, obviously, you're completely right. Birdman is what got a lot of people attentive, especially because it was kind of allegorical for Batman, right? And
exactly, yeah.
It is now aged like a perfect wine because of The Flash. And it's like amazing to watch Birdman just play out in real life. But yeah, the other guys was the thing for me of being like, he's still around, he's still awesome. Okay, cool.
Yeah, he is a national treasure. We need to make use of him as much as we can. Treasure him. Mm-hmm. What other stuff happened in that year? The first ever TV remote control was invented. It was called the Zenith Flashmatic, which is just such a 1950s name. I hope
it. There's a stark increase with that of obesity. Like
there probably was, yeah.
It was crazy. I just didn't expect it.
Helping people to sit on their fat arses and not even have to get up to change the channel ever since. Yeah, and also Velcro was invented for the first time ever. The hook and loop fastener was patented by Swiss electrical engineer George de Mestral. In the UK, ITV was launched. It was actually our first ever commercial TV channel because up until then, obviously all you had was the BBC, which was state funded. And so that was the first commercial one.
I think You should remind me of the Velcro thing. Did you ever see Garden State?
Yes.
I think there's like a character who invents silent Velcro in that film, but it's like a. I just remember thinking like, silent Velcro. I guess, yeah.
I mean, I guess you could say it's useful, probably, if you need to like sneak around.
I can't remember anything that happens in that movie. I don't remember if it like kicks off or something, but yeah, fair. Silent Velcro.
Also in that year, James Dean passed away at the age of 28, I believe. Super young at the time. He'd just done Rebel Without a Cause and East of Eden, so like he was absolutely riding high. Died in a car crash. He was like quite the daredevil. Interestingly enough, actually, I remember seeing a video about this. His car was called the Little Bastard, and it actually had a reputation for being really dangerous to handle. It was very like unstable. And when after it had crashed, like the parts of it were auctioned off, and various bits were used in other cars. Like because it's a sports car,
right?
And they resulted in multiple crashes as well. It's like the thing was fucking cursed.
Literally was like listening to what you were saying. Like this is a premise for a horror movie, isn't it? There's
it really is.
Bidden card. It's like it's like Final Destination. Or something, but
it's Christine all over again. It really is. Demon car.
And I was thinking as well, little bastards. That'd be for because Snake's car in Simpsons is Little Bandit, right? So that's inspiration right there.
Yeah. Also, speaking of demonic entities, Disneyland opened to the public in Anaheim, California. So the first Disney theme park was opened in 1955 in July of that year. And in terms of movies, like the biggest movies of the year, East of Eden and Rebel Without a Cause, both James Dean movies. Also, The 7-Year Itch with Marilyn Monroe and Killer's Kiss, which was one of Stanley Kubrick's first movies. Obviously, went on to do much bigger stuff later, but that was like one of his
never heard
ones.
of that guy.
I don't think he would amount to much, really.
Nah.
Famous people who were born that year: Bruce Willis, Kevin Costner, Rowan Atkinson, J.K. Simmons, Willem Dafoe, Brendan Gleeson, and Bill Paxton. So it's a pretty good year for actors.
Quite a selection, yeah.
Yeah, I like that.
Gleeson would go on to great things with the Joker too.
Joker 2, yeah. I love that, like, being Brendan Gleeson has now become like common parlance.
It's on all the shows I'm on. It comes up in all the super chats. Funny as hell. Were we the ones that started? I feel like we were that's where it started. It was here. I don't know.
Did we invent it? Did we invent Brendan Gleesoning?
I don't want to take credit in case it was the work of many people, which is probably more likely the case.
It's
immortalizing Brendan.
Yeah.
As he would have wanted.
I'm sure that's the thing.
I said that as if he's dead. He's alive as he wants.
Not a day goes by that we don't think to ourselves, what would Brendan want here? Anyway, let's bring in our panel, shall we, so we can rant about stuff. All right, welcome everyone to the bar. Disparu, Echo Chamberlain, and Kreese King Jr. Hey, gentlemen, good to have you on board as always.
Hello.
Hey, lads.
How's it going? I hope you find our little chat illuminating there. Now you've learned a bunch of stuff you never wanted to know about 1955. So, right to educate people.
No idea Rowan Atkinson was that old, to be honest.
Man.
It just seems like he's always existed, but never really thought about his age.
He's aged well. It's weird, like, because he looked really old when he was doing the Mr. Bean stuff back in like the 90s. But then, like, just stopped aging then. It's like people get their aging out the way early sometimes, and then they're just done.
Yeah, like the Hell's Kitchen guy. He's looked the same age my entire life.
Oh, Gordon Ramsay, yeah.
Gordon Ramsay, yeah. I think he came out of the womb looking like that.
With his squished up face. He's just rage sustains him.
All pissed off. Like, you guys are gonna get this cooking today.
I was kind of hoping to see Rowan Atkinson in more stuff because I really do like him. I borderline think he's underrated, like by the industry, if you know what I mean.
Well, I think he's so associated with comedy. It's like, sometimes it's hard to break beyond that.
I feel like his last films was so strange. It was literally the whole premise is just that he has to look after a house and there's a bee in the house and he has to squat and kill the bee.
That's a TV show
2
on
hours.
Netflix, which was
strange.
Not very
that
good.
was Mr. Bean without breaking copyright law, essentially.
Yeah.
Well, and also it's just not as well written. I know that sounds weird to say, but Mr. Bean's some of the comic writing in that is hilarious. And I don't know. I feel like he's got a chance to. If someone was to risk a dramatic role on him, I feel like you could maybe get something great. I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, he had the same.
I think so. Yeah.
He had the same kind of thing with his Johnny English that the Orville had with Star Trek. it became like that. Orville's more Star Trek than modern Star Trek. That was more James Bond than modern James Bond.
Yeah,
yeah.
So even though it was a comedy, they still stay true to the sort of the themes and like the ideas of what the actual IP's meant to be.
How many Johnny Englishes are there? Is it 3?
3, I think. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't realize there was 3. There was only 2.
I've only seen the first one. I don't know if
The others are good.
Yeah, okay. Just check them out at some point.
Yeah.
Disparu, are you featured in the opening video for Open Bar? Because I feel like I should be there for like 1 second by now. Just a little flicker of me.
We're gonna have to get a new version made, I think.
You just peek in from a corner somewhere.
Yeah.
We
need to,
yeah.
Drink, you need to have a few faces that are just green ovals, so then we can choose whoever we want.
It's just the Marvel logo.
I need a Perry Chan here. Like, someone help. I need someone to like rustle up and just something on the fly. Yeah. Yeah, we'll probably get a new Open Bar intro. I was just like looking at it there, like I could probably do with updating. Actually, it's been a while, so yeah, we'll get that looked at. I had to call this one out as well. This was from Fleamgate. Says, "Hey Drinker, the guy who called you a dingbat. I've never recovered from that one, by the way. I'd force you to delete your channel. Was also the all clones and Luke Skywalker must die because they are the spawn of evil guy. All hail the Dark Lord, Angelingus Jomingus."
Wait, they're the same person?
Wow.
Are they actually?
Apparently they are.
Because that was last year's anniversary. We covered someone who said, like, basically everyone in the Star Wars universe deserves to die because they're all, like, immoral monsters. And they like, listed a whole load of people that just need to be killed, including Luke Skywalker, I'm pretty sure. It was fucking bizarre. Is that the same dude? Because that makes sense.
I mean, was he called the backseater by any chance?
I guess I don't remember. I just because
I mean,
yeah,
Disney already did all of that by assassinating all their characters anyway. So they already did most of the job anyway. So
for all intents and purposes, yeah, they've killed off all their major characters. So
yeah,
they've done a good job at it. It's kind of like the machines from the Matrix. They've become exceedingly efficient at it.
Good job, KK. Good job.
Yeah, she'll be in that job until we're old men. She'll still be there somehow.
Yeah,
it's gonna be like
she's gonna leave people. She's gonna leave this year. That's what I heard. Like, I mean,
it's gonna be like Severance. They'll just stuff her and keep her in the building. She's just standing there.
She'll be. It's gonna be like Warhammer 40k, man. She'll be like the Emperor on the Golden Throne. She'll just be like this withered husk, being kept alive by arcane technologies
just
and demonic energies.
Yeah. Text on a computer monitor.
She's gonna have
she'll
image of her like just still standing there, like, yo, you guys thought I was gone.
Yeah,
she'll defrost Walt Disney and take his pod and just throw him.
Yeah,
just dumps him on the floor and climbs in it.
Somehow Kathleen Kennedy returned.
There can only be one.
I did like this one as well. We'll talk more about this one later for sure. But yeah, the big dog says, "I've got no hope for Avengers Doomsday. My story theory is that most of the men get killed off and the girl bosses will end up being the reason that Doom loses. Feige is still an all-in on woke garbage and will happily continue tanking the MCU for his ideology." I mean, I've heard different. I've heard that he's very much of the mindset, like, yeah, we did our bit. We tried it. It didn't work. We need to get the hell away from all this nonsense now. But they can't, obviously.
Well, if it is true, most male actors won't find out until the actual premiere because no one actually knows what's happening with their characters.
I don't think Feige knows yet. Well, they haven't filmed that bit yet. It's like, well, we'll see what happens in the editing
guys,
room.
But we're gonna get there. We're
their whole pre-production process was just get all the actors back. I don't care how you do it. I don't care what it costs. Do we have a script? No, it doesn't matter. Just get them back, and then we'll figure out something later.
And we'll show a half-decent film to a test audience, and if they seem squeamish or sensitive or just kind of bummed out, and even in the slightest way, then we'll just do a whole bunch of re-edits until the film looks like shit.
I think so, yeah. We'll stress out the production houses for the VFX to breaking point just by saying, "Oh, can you change this? Can you change that?" You know, we're not going to give you any more money. Just make it happen.
Yeah.
Cool. Good luck.
Wasn't being in VFX supposed to be like the coolest, Gen Z career imaginable? But it must be a nightmare working in VFX in those studios.
I've spoken to people who work in that industry, and they have told me horrible stories about how stressed everyone is. They have crying rooms for people to go into. Crying rooms. And it is all down to they won't be left alone, right? So you could be asked to render this gorgeous sequence of like, I don't know, Doctor Strange flying through like Galactus's anus and then like seeing an entire universe of possibilities within. And like it might look incredible when they've rendered it, and then they show it to, they show it to Marvel, and it's like, oh, we've rewritten this whole thing. Now you have to fly like through his Jap's eye instead, and then we've got to have a whole different thing. And that's that they have to re-render the entire thing then, and then they'll say, no, we need a third version. And by the time they're finished, everyone's burned out. It's halfway rendered. It doesn't look anywhere near as good as the original one, but that's what they were told to do, and that's how you end up with.
If I'm editing a video for an hour, I'm strung out and headachy. So,
yeah.
Mickey Mouse makes people cry. That's what you're basically telling me, Drinker.
Pretty much, yeah.
Doing it professionally for decades now. They're very, very experienced.
Yeah, I mean, I would. They need to rethink their model of how they actually produce movies, because I think this design by committee approach that they've been using for many years now, it's pretty obvious that doesn't work, and the only way to get around it is just have a more definite plan right off the bat, and just actually test it at the scripting phase instead of showing people the finished movie and then endlessly tweaking it. But
I brought this up the other day. The idea that they didn't create Marvel, they didn't create Lucasfilm, they didn't create Pixar. What is the actual original new Disney content that's supposed to have an allure and mystique and sheen to it and become a cultural event? That would be like what, 1 or 2% of their actual content per year. So they got it ass backwards. Very
Elio.
yeah.
Well, if K-pop Demon Hunters hasn't proved anything, like people still like animation. They still want that type of stuff from Disney, but they just went somewhere else with it. So the product is there. They just
don't worry.
Right.
We got Toy Story 5, Incredibles 3, and fucking Frozen 3. They're all on the way. And they've basically, wasn't there that weird fucking comment? Oh no, it was someone's video that the official Pixar account on Instagram reposted, and it was this woman in a video saying, if you're not going to support original films like Elio, then you're going to get sequels. You're going to get, and it's just like, holy shit, how about good original films though? Like,
there's this crazy middle ground where it's like you make original stuff that people actually enjoy.
It has to be
and
good.
then people will support it.
Yeah, fuck that. I shouldn't have to support all original films in order to get a good one, maybe. Like, what? Doesn't make any sense.
MauLer, if we've learned anything from the backseater, okay, you have to be all in with whatever
all
it is
in
you support.
or all
Yeah,
out.
baby.
Support it. Like, either everything Disney makes is amazing and perfect, or it's all terrible and it all has to be destroyed.
There's no
there's
distinct
nothing in
middle
between.
ground when we're talking Disney, man.
Yeah.
It's like if you were going to say to somebody, how do you think they make a movie? The first thing, well, they write a script. And that's the bit that Marvel isn't doing. Like, they have to do step one before they move on to anything else. Anyone else in the world would think that is insane, but to them, they've done it before. Even the articles are like, well, they made good movies when they did it like this before. It's like, yeah, but you're setting yourself up for the hardest way to make a good movie, rather than giving you as much opportunity to make something good. If
they start at step 2, that's a whole step further than everyone else. So that's faster. It's ahead of the pack. Wow. Yeah.
It was
Think
like
of the results.
I think it was the Namor actor. It came out and said when all the chairs were there, he found out he was in the movie 5 hours before the chairs had all their things filmed. This is not a movie which is planned in advance.
He's gonna be there. He's there. Like, wait. So I'm part of this movie. I didn't even get a script. Who cares? You're there.
They're all under contract anyway, because like wasn't that guy from the Eternals talking about this, where like he was signed on for a 6-picture deal, acting like that was a guaranteed, like you're going to be in 6 movies, like starring them. No, that's not how it works. It just means they've got the option to bring you back for 6 movies because they know they might need you.
That's what it used to be in the fucking 50s and 60s, where they would contract actors for 5 or 6 films, and then they would just be locked in there forever. So if they had big hits or no hits. That was just the way it worked, and then going back to that, all these actors, like someone at Disney, in Star Wars, saying that she couldn't get any roles afterwards for like 2 or 3 years, and she felt burnt out and didn't know how to act anymore. So all these stories of strange disassociation from Hollywood by getting to the peak where you think the big opportunities would be.
So it's like the music industry, basically.
Yeah,
like they have the control of your soul for like. You have to put out this amount of albums for this amount of years. Before we let you go. It's crazy.
I mean, I could sort of understand the need for it in like an extended universe like Marvel, where like, okay, you introduce a character in one movie, they're probably going to they're going to need to make appearances in other films or TV shows or whatever, and so you need them on a contract so they can't just like either vanish or hold you up for insane amounts of money to get them back. So I sort of understand the necessity for that, but it's like I feel bad for that dude who was like assuming it was a guaranteed, oh yeah, I'm going to be in 6 movies and it's going to be like this incredible payday. No, it just means they can get you. It doesn't mean they will. And as it turns out, they don't want to because your movie fucking sucked. But you know,
it's more that Disney don't even know, or Marvel don't even know when they want them. Downey Jr just came out and said, "I don't know if I'm in Doomsday." Like even now, they're filming it. She doesn't know. She hasn't been told yes or no as the movie's happening.
Based on the recent pictures, they should absolutely cast her in it.
Yes, like,
Or Mahershala Ali, he still ain't gonna get that Blade movie. Like he's like, dude, I'm ready. I'm ready
Hey,
to go.
next decade, we'll try it.
He's going to be like 70 years old, and it's like, oh yeah, we're finally ready to go into production.
Yeah, right next to fucking 70-year-old Pattinson, where he's gonna be like, "Yay, Batman!"
You got a 90,
really
you got a
finally got it."
90-year-old what's his name?
Wesley Snipes.
Wesley Snipes like coming on the rocker like, yeah, I've got that old man Blade coming, baby. Let's go. Yeah, let's go.
The thing is, people would rather see Wesley Snipes come back now at like 60 and do a 4th Blade movie.
Fuck yeah,
yes. Old man Blade.
Yes,
great.
It is the easiest
for that.
Yeah. You know, with all this news about how people are like getting into filming these things or whatnot with the scripts and stuff, I think we are either there or borderline at the point of you walk into an entirely green room and you just have to deliver, like, you know, they give you a script and it's just, we've got to get out of here, or I know a guy, or hey, look out.
Well,
you know, they're just like, all right, we'll piece this together in post. Everyone say this selection, and we're gonna get a story at some point. They're like, oh no, we have to stop Doctor Doom. They're like, no, too specific. Can you just say stop that?
We have to stop the villain.
Yeah,
that guy with the green trench coat over there.
Yeah, I mean, it's funny because I was going to talk about this later, but fuck it, we've just segued into it now. You've got guys like Alan Cumming who just straight up came out and said, like, yeah, I was brought back in to play Nightcrawler again for Doomsday. I don't understand what I was supposed to be doing or what my role was in the movie or anything. It's literally just me in a green screen room, and then everything else is just going to be sorted out later.
Yeah,
and what a hell of a way to make a movie! What a depressing way to be making movies. You know, because
crazy Jigsaw, you know,
Nightcrawler was a pretty cool character in the X-Men movies, and you know, he had a significant role in the story. There was things for him to do, but imagine being relegated to just, I'm just in a green room, just saying generic lines that could be substituted for anything.
The fall of Grace, man. He has arguably one of the best opening acts in X-Men 2, like in Marvel history. That opening act where he just takes on the whole entire CIA by himself, like
it's awesome. It's iconic.
Yeah. So iconic, man. Like
nothing stops them from recreating moments like that in modern media, but they just, you know, they're not going to do it ever. Like they're going to opt for every other way.
But in the future, though, I mean, the big stars with the heavyweight, you know, prestige, why do they even need to go to a studio? They could have their own green room area in their own house, and they can just bring around a director to their house so they can shoot their bits and pieces. So they don't even have to travel. They can do it remotely and shoot all those things.
I know, yeah, just in his living room in his underwear or whatever. It's just a fuck it. There's a quote here from him. It said, "I did the entire film in isolation. Lots of green screen, face replacement. They even gave characters fake names. I don't know who I was acting with half the time."
That's what I mean. It's egregious. Like, go over there, and then there's a blank, and it's like, can you say every character in the comics? And we will.
It's like reading out at a train station thing where the train will be in 7 minutes. But that is the most egregious part of it. Not even, I imagine it's quite difficult to act when you don't know the set you're in because it's harder to put yourself in the role. But when you don't even know who you're talking to because they won't tell you and will just call him like a random code name. I don't know how you're supposed to know even how you're supposed to feel in that moment to represent where you're acting. You're just going to come across as a statue.
You're talking to Agent Green, aka Dr. Doom, or something like that. Because this is how I feel. Like, I think the scene is going to probably be the X-Men versus Dr. Doom, and he just souls them all, and like 80% of the Fox X-Men are going to die right there. That's just my opinion on the whole entire thing. But maybe I'm giving them way too much credit. on that.
I think you're not giving them enough credit. We're gonna get like they're gonna have the Avengers will battle, the X-Men will battle, the fucking Fantastic Four will battle. Like it's all gonna be a big fest of just fighting multiverses and crashing. Then Doctor Doom mops up.
I just want the shit characters to show up, like She-Hulk or Captain
Yeah,
Marvel, and they'd be like,
great.
"Hey, remember me?" And everyone's like,
the entire
"No."
Thunderbolts.
No.
It's just like trying to
Yeah,
punch people.
bring it on.
It's like, what?
Yeah, the Thunderbolt. Like what? Who the fuck cares?
I
No,
can punch really
not
hard. Great, I've got
the
magic.
The new Avengers, sir. The new Avengers. You got to get.
Oh yeah.
New Avengers,
Well,
man.
until they get sued.
Yeah, we got to see the results of that court case. Hopefully, they saw that out in Doomsday before we get to the action.
It used to be that to have a scene where cool ancillary characters would appear on the screen, and then everyone in the audience would go, "Hey, it's that person," and then this would be like everyone having to puzzle out, like, "Who was that person again?" Oh, I think
I
think-
think Chris Evans is coming back for his role as Captain America. So how is that going to work with Sam?
Yeah, there's two caps now.
I know which one everyone's going to be cheering for. Put it that way.
I saw that. I don't know if you guys saw it. It's all like rumor mill stuff, but it was like there's going to be a scene where Cap is fighting someone in his house where he was with Peggy or something. It's just going to blow your mind. It's just like, how the fuck are you going to track this story? It's like, which timeline is that? What does it mean if he dies there or not? I don't know.
If he appeared in the old man makeup, that'd be a nice twist. Rebecca
Still kicking ass.
Romijn, who plays Mystique, admitted she wasn't sure if she had wrapped filming yet because the script itself wasn't finished. The script hasn't. They haven't finished writing it, she said. We don't know yet. They keep everything very close to the vest themselves in an effort to keep everything under wraps. So actors will become like people who record for video games, where they've got to record every option for a scenario.
Yeah.
That'd be exciting.
I don't know if I had a stroke then, or did you say Rebecca Romijn?
I don't know how
I
to
think it
pronounce
meant
it.
Romaine. Like, forgive him.
Yeah, it's Romaine. Her surname looks weird, but like it's just pronounced Romaine.
Romaine.
Right.
And she's
I'm not a
lovely
nerd, forgive
person.
me.
I met her before.
It's okay, I forgive you. She was perfect.
I honestly
to be,
pronounced it that way for a long time.
original X-Men. Holy shit. You know what solidified her as like the best
Still
Mystique was seeing Jennifer Lawrence do it. It was like,
Oh,
oh,
best female
so
actress. She's the best female action star, people. MauLer, you need to get that right.
Not
man.
just the best, she's the first as
first.
well.
the first,
She's the
yeah.
That's right.
First.
She's
Gotta
the
be.
first
She
female
paved the
action
way.
star. She's the first woman. She's the first human.
She walked so that
Yeah.
she could run.
I feel like I'm going to end up making a crash and burn episode on Jennifer Lawrence one day.
A little bit.
she has fallen off hard, man. I assume she's not going to be on this, and the only Mystique we're going to get is Rebecca Romaine's version.
Thank God. Thank
Yeah.
God.
Because she's still in pretty good shape as well. I feel like she can still pull it off, literally.
I want them to force her to be Mystique again in Doomsday just for the memes. Make her really
Now, the
happy.
people that I'm really worried about is like Patrick Stewart and Ian McKellen. Like I feel bad for them. Like that you gotta have them get back in the chair and put back on the helmet. I'm like, those guys have been done enough. Like
Yeah.
we need.
I
to
mean,
stop.
Patrick
now.
Stewart's on easy mode. He just sits down. That's all he has to
Yeah.
do.
Yeah.
The perfect role.
I mean, yeah, when you think about his role in fucking Multiverse of Madness, where he just sits there and goes, no, and then gets his neck snapped.
Him using his powers is squinting a bit. It's fine.
And dude,
Yeah.
like that, I think they're gonna be modeling a lot of this shit after that. They'll be like, people love seeing all these characters fight and die. So
Oh,
let's get Magneto will lift something big that's metal, and then he'll die because someone else who's powerful will fuck him up, and they'll be great.
Patrick
Ian
Stewart's
McKellen's just gonna be
have
like, what? Because you guys have all seen that picture, right, where he's filming The Hobbit and he's just in a big old everything's
It's
green. and
miserable.
he's just-
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
It'll
you
be
get
that,
that
but
quote
this-
from him, like, this isn't why I became an actor. Like,
And you're not going to get that quote this time because he's just like, yeah, whatever. Like, when do I get to go? Like, I'm
When I'm
free.
getting paid. Like, how much was it again? Like,
But Patrick Stewart's lost his voice. It's become thin and croaky and wavering. It's
It's become-
uncomfortable now.
it's become worse. It's become wobbly. That's
Yeah.
that's when you know they're really old, when it starts to wobble like this.
yeah.
And you know
and
that's the
you-
best take they could get as well. So the preceding 10 must have been
They're
awful.
definitely
so-
gonna probably use AI for their voice. I got about.
I think so, yeah.
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 It's a shame that to see them get to that point, but you know, Patrick Stewart's been kind of old for about 50
Forever.
years now. He kind of looked old
True.
even in the next
the 90s.
generation.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I was like, wait a minute, how How old are you, man? Like, you've been the same age forever. Like, are you a vampire or whatever? Like, do we have to invite you in or something? Like,
It's like that. It's like I was saying earlier. Like, certain actors, they just get old. They get their aging out of the way really quickly, and then they kind of stay the same. Like Jason Statham's another example. He's been 40 years old for the past 25 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Willem Dafoe has kind of sort of been in that for like 20 years. Willem Dafoe's just been Willem Dafoe.
Yeah.
I feel like Willem
Watch-
Dafoe is going to evolve like a Pokemon soon and turn into old Willem Dafoe any day now. We'll be like, oh
Yeah.
shit, he's got
it's
old.
when you see it with a beard, and it's like, oh right, yeah, you're really old.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Hey, Lighthouse. But yeah,
sure, yeah.
this sort of conversation, it always obsesses me because there's just so many of a generation of actors that are like, oh fuck, you're all on death's door. Because obviously Terrence Stamp recently, is like,
Okay, you're just mad about it. Like, "Oh, why are you so old? Stop
It's
aging."
just like half of Hollywood.
it's so selfish of them to age. I can't believe they chose to do that. But
Well, this might be the first time it's really happened because all the other times they had a new generation that had come in years ago, and so they kind of moved into sort of older roles as it is. Whereas now we're trying to get 70-year-olds to do the roles that 30, 40-year-olds would be doing because there is no one else. Unless you want Tom Holland to play them, that's it.
Tom Holland plays everybody.
or Pedro Pascal.
Yeah.
Well,
Get
he's
ready,
moved
guys,
on to
because
greener pastures now.
But you know, like
there's going to be a couple of years where we're all going to have to go through this traumatic phase where all of these icons die, like Scorsese
Yeah.
and then John Williams
We're-
and Spielberg. It's going to be a nightmare for about
We're
2 or
hitting
3
that
years.
point now because we lost
mean-
Gene Hackman a few months ago. We're
That's
going to
right.
lose
Yeah.
Clint Eastwood probably quite soon, and William
Mhm.
Shatner,
Well,
and
Michael
Yeah.
Caine.
Jack
Patterson,
Nicholson.
and
He's
obviously-
not got much time left, I don't think. Yeah.
It's
Anthony
Yeah.
Hopkins, MauLer, you better prepare yourself for
That
that
one's
one.
not going to be
Ooh,
fun
that's
for
gonna be
me. I
rough.
mean, he's
Yeah,
still
that's gonna be
making
rough.
stuff.
Yeah.
I'm just like, keep making things. Don't stop. Like,
Like one of his eyes has got a little wonky now, and it's just
Oh,
Anthony
no.
Hopkins could
So-
actually come back in this movie. I mean, he did play Thor's dad at one point, so you never know.
I was watching a scene from Westworld season 1, and I was already struck by like, oh shit, man, that wasn't even that long ago. But his voice is so much stronger in that compared to I
Yeah.
watched Locked. Didn't think it was that great, but him in it, you can really hear it in the voice. You're like, oh shit.
Yeah, but he won the Oscar for Best Actor a couple of years ago. Bless him.
No, the
So,
father,
yeah.
he's fucking amazing in. Which, to be clear, One Life, he's also excellent in as well. It's not like he's unable to pull it. I mean, Rebel Moon, what a legendary performance!
Oh yes,
as the
Zack
robot
Snyder,
in
man,
that.
yeah.
like best
Beautiful.
director of all
Um,
time, man, best director of all time.
Genuinely, 'cause
Thank you,
he's
Zach.
basically my pick for like greatest actor ever. So even on his fucking deathbed, I think he'd be able to pull a better performance than majority of actors. So it's just like, keep going, man. Just do your art,
Him, Denzel Washington, like like Denzel still got it. Like,
Oh
for
yeah,
his age.
he still looks
It-
pretty spry for a 70-year-old. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, he
He's
can hold his
recently
own against the 30-year-old Gladiator somehow in Gladiator 2. Like,
He
Don't know how
recently
that
came out
works.
though and said he doesn't like movies anymore. He just doesn't watch them. He doesn't see the point. And I'm like,
Wow.
yeah, is that an age thing, or have you just admitted that modern Hollywood is crap?
He actually did. He making pot shop. He doesn't care anymore. He got money. He got like all his kids got money. Like that. He doesn't care anymore. He's like whatever.
He's
I
getting
wonder
that
how many-
thing, though, where
yeah.
he's
Sorry.
supposed to have his he doesn't understand that he doesn't have the physique anymore. So in the Gladiator film, he had his arms bare, but it's got that kind of sinewy old man, baggy, sinuous
Ugh.
kind of thing now. going on.
yeah.
Yeah.
Old man, sort of like stringy muscles are kind of scary
Yeah.
looking. But, J.K. Simmons kind of gone down that road, but like I still love him. He's
Yeah.
still awesome.
Yeah.
Shout out to Woody Harrelson, who has also been the same age for 30 years.
Oh yeah, he's uncanny, man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Matthew McConaughey.
It's the bald guys. I'm
Yeah.
telling you, it's the bald guys. They lose their hair, right, and it makes them look older
Mhm.
than they are. And then
they
yeah,
never
then
age
they
again.
just essentially don't change. And so because
Yeah.
there's nothing to track their aging process with when you don't have that. So I don't
J.K.
know, man.
Simmons, another guy who's just like, you're not allowed to age anymore. Okay, stop it. You've done enough.
Stop getting old.
Robert Downey Jr. What do you guys think about his age or whatever? Like,
Depends whether he's eaten a steak recently. That
Yeah.
greatly changes how he looks.
That veganism's not doing him any favors, man.
Mm.
I did want him to come back as the Black Panther just so he could be like off of Tropic Thunder, just like that one time, man. Just like
This is, dude, like a Tropic Thunder 2 that was like an honest, faithful, authentic sequel having him play like they're in universe Black Panther as part of some movie would be hilarious.
That'd be great. Yeah.
I had to hunt out some quotes when I was doing a review of Primitive War the other day, and it's like I was looking for Robert Downey Jr. in Tropic Thunder, and I got mesmerized by a compilation of all his scenes, and I just ended up watching it from start to finish because it's so fucking good.
So fucking good, that movie.
Well, in one of the official
What you mean
comics,
by you people?
T'Challa has. In one of the official comics, T'Challa has a white son. You guys
I know,
aware?
right?
He does, yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
People
blonde.
took it really well online. It was,
Well, you
it's
have
great.
to get a black guy to play the white son so that Robert Downey Jr. can play the other
Yeah,
brother.
that would be awesome.
Right, yeah.
Well, that's what I mean. The plot for Tropic Thunder 2 could be like, who could we possibly hire as a white guy to play a Wakandan brother? And he's just like, I could do it.
I can do it.
Oh
That's
my
right,
God.
fool, I'm back.
I'm ready.
I'm ready.
I did like this summary of like the directions for basically any actor in this in Doomsday. You're talking to Dr. Slightly Camp and you're a bit irritated about something. And action. I can see that being pretty much
Was
what
what,
they get.
what Disparu said, right? It's like, oh my God, look out, it's Dr. Doom.
Yeah.
I like it if they began Tropic Thunder 2 with the trailer for Tug Speedman's 40-second sequel to Scorcher. That'd be quite good.
Yeah. Somebody leave the fridge open. I did like this one as well. With so many fucking people showing up in Avengers Doomsday, the movie will be like trying to solve a 1,000-piece puzzle, and half the pieces are missing. At this point, the only character worth investing in Marvel at the moment is John Walker. Pretty much.
I did
Yeah.
like John Walker.
63 actors, like 63 characters on this movie. That's been, from what I remember, has been reported. That's what's going to be on the movie or whatever. How what do you guys think? How long do you think the first movie is going to be? Like, is it going to be
think they've
3
given the
hours to
times.
2 hours? Yeah.
I think
They
it'll be like
estimated
2.5
times at one
hours.
point.
But yeah, each actor is going to get about like 30 seconds of screen time and then die or just wander off
Yeah.
and leave. That's all you're
And
going to get. It's just
Every day I see on Twitter, so-and-so is now going to be in the movie. If it keeps on, I'm going to wonder if I'm in it. Like,
We're all
the
in
amount
it,
of
man.
people that keep getting added to it.
I like how you can't even make the jokes like, oh, even Pedro Pascal, but no, yeah.
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 Oh man.
It's just, yeah. Apparently, all is not well on set as well. Did you hear the rumors that there was fights happening between Robert Downey Jr. and Ryan Reynolds? I just think
That's borderline
hilarious.
like deterministic. I just feel like those two would fight the
thing
personalities
is-
you got there.
The rumor
Yeah.
was just 2 people did it, then everyone assumed it was them, and then other sources came out and said it's definitely not them. But
which means it definitely is.
It was
well,
them,
also
right?
by denying it's not them, you are confirming that some people are.
Yeah.
Like, they didn't say this isn't a true story.
Yeah.
It wasn't those 2 actors.
I was
Well, it's just those
I
two
saw the rumor that it
occupying
was
the-
Anthony Mackie was one of the people as well.
I've seen a
Um,
whole bunch of variations on this, and like I don't think there's been any definitive confirmation one way or the other.
The thing
The
is-
prevailing one was Reynolds and Downey Jr.
I can
Think of
see
the
it.
egos. It's like a complete
Yeah.
disaster piece of a fucking movie where no one knows what's going on, but everyone
Yeah.
there. You've got, because I remember reading a thing about like how it was a person who was a lead in a major Marvel movie of recent that felt, blah, blah, and people were like, oh, I guess that could be a couple of people. That could be. I don't believe Pedro Pascal would want to fight people.
He would fucking
No.
run to the hills
He'll
if he
run.
tried to fight.
Yeah,
them.
but I
He
could
might be the
buy
one making the inappropriate comment, though.
Anthony Mackie, but
Pedro Pascal would grab the nearest woman and start
Yeah.
rubbing her furiously.
Yeah.
I'm having anxiety.
Yeah, it's like my
And then-
anxiety. Like, come here, like, Rebecca, come
I'm
here.
feeling so anxious right now.
Yeah, Rebecca,
But
I need
afterwards,
to- I need to touch
for an hour of consolation with Vanessa Kirby just stroking his chin and neck for an hour just to bring down his trauma. So that's how it
Yeah.
goes on.
you, man.
Hey,
So
he was
weird.
participating. Just saying, like with the.
But-
It was interesting, though, because it said that Marvel offered one of the actors that they could film the scene separately, but this would cost millions of dollars. And so because they offered, he's like, okay, no, I will. Bygones can be bygones and I'll do the scene. But the fact that Marvel offered to waste millions of dollars on you does kind of imply that it's somebody pretty major. They wouldn't do it for any of your side
Yeah.
characters.
Dude, I have nothing to base this on other than like history of stories and stuff, but I'm almost certain it's Ryan Reynolds. It's got to be him and someone else.
Well, it's
Well, him
interesting
and,
because the amount of people who seem to want it to be Ryan Reynolds because they want to be pissed off at him is
I'm not even
kind of interesting because that guy's taken a real hit reputationally
Yeah.
over the past year. It's because of all that shit with
it's
Him and his wife.
with his wife, and that movie It Ends With Us, like that really dragged him through the mill and it hurt his reputation pretty badly.
But also, I keep on hearing that him and Robbie the reason why he's mad at Robbie Downey Jr. is because he turned down the role in Deadpool 3. That's what that was also another rumor too, or whatever. Like he was mad about that.
I think
the
Deadpool
problem is
did so well.
They're occupying the same zeitgeist space where they're both the self-aware, super likable zeitgeist guy, and so
they're both the money draws.
Yeah,
they're both the like VIPs of this sort of thing.
It's slightly generational as well, in that like Reynolds is the current thing because Deadpool and Wolverine was relatively recent. It was like a year ago, but like it's still very much in the consciousness as like the last fucking successful Marvel movie.
Yeah.
Whereas Downey Jr.'s got the more like legacy. Hey, I pretty much built this franchise and got it going. So like it's a clash.
Dude, that conflict writes itself. That's going to be the more interesting movie if they'd recorded that fight, if it did happen, than Doomsday. Listen to it and be like, like, imagine the fucking insults they could sling at each other. It's like, shut up, old man. I've
got this horrible image of Ryan Reynolds beating up a frail old man in Robert Downey Jr.
It's your two uncles. It's your two uncles
like Robert's about to throw a punch and he's like, oh god, I need a fucking another fruit shake. I'm so tired.
He's like, I know, eats a steak and just suddenly gets really powerful and start fighting back.
Can you imagine each day is just packed with like a million different scenes to film, and they're like trying to get through the first one, and those two start fighting, and every producer, everyone on set, all the crew just look as stressed out, sweated, like, guys, please, like we gotta get Magneto in here. He's dying.
Can you not just picture the hilarity of like Ryan Reynolds in full Deadpool costume fighting Robert Downey Jr. in like dressed as a Doctor Doom? How fucking retarded it would look.
It's like, film it, it'll save us millions.
It's like the director saying like, hey, over there, like turn the camera on. This is good. Like,
yeah. And their big climactic battle is just one guy getting the other in a headlock and like punching him in the top of the head repeatedly.
When they're in post,
really realistic.
They're like, what material have we got to work with? It's like, it's mainly Deadpool versus Doctor Doom. I don't know why.
It doesn't even make sense.
Maybe the rumors began because no one knows what's going on in the set. So if people walk into rooms, they might see fights that could be fights, that might not be fights, that could be staged, that could be choreographed. So if no one's got a script, then I guess that's how the rumors could develop. If you just watch that through a window.
Did you Kevin Feige that leaked it out? Like, you never know, because like Kevin Feige is like, isn't Marvel known to leak out stuff just so we can just talk about it? Like, so
I guess.
Sure.
They are, yeah. I was going to say, like, did you ever hear, the actor Rip Torn, right? That was in obviously like a huge career, but he was in things like
Dodgeball.
Yeah, Dodgeball. And
Dodgeball.
Fucking Men in Black movies and stuff, right?
Yeah.
He got into a real on-set fight, like in the middle of filming a movie with the director of the movie, Norman MauLer, because he fucking hated him that much. He decided to go at him with a hammer and tried to kill him. But like, because it was such a cool fight, they kept it in the movie, and like they rewrote the film to accommodate.
Fucking seriously? I've never heard of this.
Have you never heard of this?
No.
Hold on, I'm trying to download the clip just now so I can show you, because it's a behind the scenes thing. Like, it was filmed with handheld cameras, and they just happened to catch it. I'll see if I can get it.
Not Norman MauLer, the author.
I know for sure, like on Dirty Dancing, like they said Patrick Swayze and old girl like actually hated each other on the set. So like when they were like fighting, that was them fighting for real. Like
there's great like behind the scenes bits where they're trying to do like some of the dance scenes, and she's like got some objection to something, and you just hear him go, "Do the fucking scene, bitch!" It's just like absolutely raging.
Get in the corner, baby.
Like,
hold on. Let's see if I
know Kate Beckinsale pissed in a director's tea once. Because he made her do a topless scene that she didn't want to do. She felt pressured into it, so she pissed in his tea.
How did she do that?
That was her
I'm just trying to get my head around the mechanics of that.
What if that's precisely what he wanted? What she
Yeah, a lot of modern guys would be into that.
The best thing, she gets asked about it by interviews. It's like, there's a rumor that you pissed in a director's. Is that true? She's like, oh yeah, and just really admits
Doesn't even
it,
deny
tells
it.
the story. She's really proud. I think at one point she said, apparently though, that's supposed to be quite healthy for you nowadays, so you'll probably live forever and it'll backfire on me.
Yeah. Let me see if I can bring this up here.
What the fuck?
What?
Ow.
Thanks for deafening everyone.
Yeah, sorry.
Kingsley.
All right, here we go.
MauLer. Not MauLer. I don't want to kill MauLer, but I must kill Kingsley. And
Yeah, so he's like, I'm going to kill the character, right? But I'm going to try and kill you with an actual hammer. This is like legit.
My two uncles fighting in the park.
No, baby. No, baby. You know, you trust me. You trust me.
And the guy ends up
trust me.
biting him. Like he bites his ear or something
You
to
trust
try and
me.
get him off him.
I'm sorry.
The Rip Torn is straight up trying to kill him here.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
The guy with the camera's like, this is great, keep going, this is great.
Keep going.
Like, no one is
Should
stopping
we
this.
help? Or no, we're good.
Just from an MMA perspective, like this is a really good ground game. Oh boy, in the green shirt, this is good. Like he got
This
some
is
good-
the woman that you hear screaming there. That's Norman Mailer's wife, who just realized what's going on, and this fucking insane guy's trying to murder my husband with a hammer.
Well, everyone watches.
What is this? It's murder.
This is what men do.
Only now does a man intervene.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, maybe we should.
The woman's screaming, I guess we'll break it up. Like,
It was fun until this point.
Oh, screaming babies.
So, not the best shoot that's ever happened in Hollywood history, but
What?
yeah,
The
there
strangest line there, he was on the ground and all I heard was, "You're okay, baby." I'm like, wait, what? How does that fit the scenario?
Because he was trying to say to because he like I don't know if you saw it there. He swung at him with a hammer, like straight for his head, and the guy obviously tried to fight him off. And he's like, "What the fuck are you doing?" And he's like, "Oh, I pulled it. Don't worry, I pulled it, baby." You know, like I wasn't trying to really kill you. I would have pulled it back at the last seconds. It's like I don't
Says as he
believe
wraps
you.
his hands around his neck.
Yeah.
It's crazy,
So-
man.
Well, Norman Mailer, the author, once got a bad review from Gore Vidal, and he met him at a party, and just in the corridor, just punched Gore Vidal in the face and walked off for reviewing his book. And then Gore Vidal said, "Once again, words fail, Norman Mailer." So I guess this is what it was like back then.
Well, it's like, who's that German director who's really shit? Yuri Ball. Yeah, he once challenged his critics to fight him in a boxing match. I don't know why, but he's like, yeah, like, we'll have a boxing match and the proceeds will go to charity. And so, like, the critics went in, like, one of them actually went up and did it, right? Not knowing that Yuri Ball has a background as an amateur boxer. And so, instead of it just being this, like, goof around, you're like, hey, we're just, like, you know, having a bit of fun for charity. Yuri Ball actually, like, straight up went in and knocked him the fuck out.
I mean, if someone offers to fight you, it's because they know they're going to win.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. Like, who would be doing that?
I always thought it was a shame that Alyssa Mercanti never took up one of those offers from people to actually fight her when she issued that generalized challenge.
I would have paid good money to see that
That
one.
would have been great, yeah.
Is she still doing stuff? Is she still a journalist in the video
no,
game
I
world?
believe she works in a restaurant now waiting tables, but she's still posting, and she does make videos and annoy people on Twitter, from what I've seen
She said
recently.
something dumb last week about like
Sounds on brand.
something about people that want to keep hard modes. Wait, pause. On video games or whatever, they don't. It's like racism or something like that. Oh no, it's something weird, something weirdo like that.
She's an interesting one. It's
She
like
is
take
a-
whatever the common sense like opinion is on anything and just do the opposite, and that's
Yeah.
Alyssa Mercanti.
Yeah, it's
That's
crazy.
great. It's like the reason that video game journalism is dead, essentially, like, or at least mainstream journalism is. It's because of people like her. But it's self-defeating ultimately, so I'm fine with it. Let's talk about happier things, though. Red Sonja, that movie's out. I made you guys watch that. I'm going to blame Disparu, actually. I wasn't even going to cover it, but then you mentioned that it was out, and I was like, oh yeah, I heard about that thing. I'll give that a watch. I'm glad that I did. That was quite the experience. I don't even know how to describe it. It's like everyone's in on the joke except the people who made this movie. And that just makes it even funnier.
There's a little glimmer of self-awareness because she's objectified as being a woman in this misogynistic patriarchal age. But at the same time, she puts on the silver bikini shimmery armor and it goes in super slow motion to show her tits and ass. So what's exactly the irony here?
I mean, the entire thing is very girl bossy. There's actually, how in movies there's a power level chart of who defeats who? Well, all the men are shown to be strong, and then they all get defeated by women all the way up. So at the top of every pyramid is a woman in charge of things.
I just think it's funny that a woman directed this and still gave us all the TNA scenes.
I've never understood the fucking complaints on that. Black Widow has a bunch of ass shots in it, and I was like, wait, but
who cares?
But
I don't.
But yeah, you think a woman would want to avoid that sort of thing.
Well, but they did all the complaining about male gaze and stuff. It's just like, well, I guess, I guess we're allowed to do it if it's a woman doing it or something. I don't fucking know.
Well, the director's earlier movies would have been for the male gaze. The newer ones are the female gaze.
Can I ask this real quick? Is it better than Wonder Woman 1984?
I mean, it probably made me laugh more. The thing is, here's the tough one, right? Like, I think it's more retarded, but the actress is better than Gal Gadot, which isn't difficult because Smokey over here gives a better and more nuanced performance than Gal Gadot. Smokey, are you better than Gal Gadot? Yeah, you are.
See the expression changes.
See that?
There's a lot of subtext in that.
Drinker, no.
Drinker, no.
The director did say, though, they had a lot of sort of athletes and models that were the perfect personification of the comic book version of Red Sonja, but this actress didn't have that, but did have the acting. And having seen the acting in the movie, I would have just preferred the actual person that looked like the character. Like, you would have got way more. Because one of the issues you have in this is she isn't trained in fighting at all. She's a kid that goes into a forest and somehow comes out being able to dominate entire militaries.
I was kind of hoping you could explain that to me because I never understood where she learned how to fight. Did I miss something? Did I go into a fucking coma or have a stroke or something? I didn't see that bit.
The issue is, in the comics, she gets assaulted and so goes on a vengeance trip against the men that assaulted her and gets superpowers. Oh. Now, they keep the superpowers, but it's at the end of the movie when she's already annihilated everybody.
A typical. I think the golden rule for
I think we all win right here, man.
The golden rule for a trash to piece is that it has to be consistently and sustained in it making you laugh, and that's what happened with this film. I was laughing my ass off and enjoying this treat the whole way through, because the AI is garbage and disgusting to look at, and the magical realm is the ugliest I've ever seen. The dialogue is fantastic. The fact that she's trying to fight, I wrote down a whole bunch of quotes from.
Oh, it's so cute.
She brings out a knife without ever having used it before, and she's going up against the white-caped schizophrenic lady with the big bulgy eyes, who says, "You looked as though you'd be better at this." And then she says, "I thought I would be too." And then she says, to be fair, I'm better with a knife." And then the other lady says, "That much is obvious," when she hasn't even used the knife yet.
Well, no, my favorite bit about that scene is she then beats the blonde-haired woman, gets her in a chokehold, has won the fight until a guy comes up and stops the fight. But then about 15 minutes in the movie, she goes, "I lost that fight, but I'm not going to lose the next one." But you didn't lose. She was about to choke her to death.
To reference what you guys were talking about earlier as well, like, this is the kind of comical armor that she's forced to wear for her first ever gladiatorial match. So it's like mocking the idea that. It's mocking the idea that she has to wear like nothing, basically. It's just to make the crowd happy for her. And it's like, okay, then she gets her hands on actual armor, right? Because she insists on having good armor that will actually protect her. Do you want to see it?
Sure.
This is what she wears to protect
Even better. Even better.
Because I'll tell you, right, if there's one part of my body that is that I can just afford to like take swords slashes to and stuff, it's my gut. Like there's nothing important there. Like it's fine. Don't want to
She
protect
just
that.
flash-
She just
She
shrugged
looks
that off as
flashy,
well, though, to
man.
be fair.
She looks flashy and she looks hot. I think that's what we need, or whatever.
I mean, I'll give
what
the
we
movie
need.
credit. They just embrace the original comic book, or sorry, the novels and stuff, and like that's what she's meant to look like.
Yeah.
But there's no attempt to explain it or anything. It's just like, yeah, fuck it. Like let's just put her in that. And you know, to be fair to the actress, she obviously did quite a few crunches because she's got good abs.
Yeah.
But she
This
can't fight
film,
for shit, and she can't really act either, which is a bit
I
of a
think this
problem.
film, by a long stretch, has the record for a female protagonist killing men. It's almost pathological. I got to about 30 men that she kills in this thing, and in every engagement, there's at least 4 or 5. It's amazing.
I figured
kinda
out
like-
why. It's because their armor's made of plastic, and I can tell
Yeah, I guess
because
so.
of how it looks. And so it doesn't do much against swords and
She's hunting
daggers and stuff.
down the male gaze one man at a time.
So I put down some notes for just the first 10 minutes where I already knew it was a classic trash to piece. She says to her horse, "Oh, stop it, your odor would quell a skunk." And then the horse follows her into a pool where she's bathing. So she's bathing and basically swimming around with her horse. Then she finds some rhino creatures that have had their horns taken off. And I
Yeah.
laughed out loud because one of them had pre-edit Sonic the Hedgehog teeth on one of these rhinos, which looked ridiculous because they hadn't done it properly in post.
It sounds like the raw movie that you downloaded. Like I don't know, man. Like,
I straight up, right? I kid you not, man. I checked twice to make sure this wasn't like a spoof or like or it wasn't from the hub
Porn
or something.
party.
Like yeah,
Yeah.
like the wrong version. It's like no one got naked, unfortunately, in this one, and it was like, oh my! Then the horrifying realization slowly set in. Oh my god, this is the real version.
And the
I
magical
watched this.
forest is just a boring forest, except they just stuck gladioli and hydrangeas here and there just to make it look colorful. And then the emperor arrives, and there's this wonderful line where the guy introduces him and says, "Kneel before your emperor, down on your knees." Just in case you didn't know how to kneel exactly.
Oh,
There was
yeah,
another.
yeah.
There was another one. You could even see it in this picture where he goes, "Burn the forest to the ground," and you're like, "Hang on, there's a
Yeah.
massive rainstorm."
Yeah,
in the middle of
Who's
it.
going to burn the forest in the middle of this rainstorm?
Yeah, and then for some bizarre reason, it's snowing during a fight on sand in this gladiatorial ground. It's strange as well.
This movie is all over the place.
I loved it when the horse came to the rescue in slow motion. It came bursting through the gates.
horse,
Just when
man.
she's
But
in
then
trouble.
nothing happens. It cuts away
Yeah.
from that.
Yeah,
So you
and
don't
then
even know like what they were like. It's like there's so many scenes in this movie where I'm like, I don't even know what you were trying to show us. I don't know what this was meant to accomplish narratively. It just goes from one bizarre thing to the next. There's monkey people in this. Look,
yeah,
but there's no explanation for what they are.
the baboon
Yeah,
faces.
baboon guys. Yeah.
What are they? The movie doesn't
Christ
tell us.
And there's one random woman with jagged shark teeth who I was glad at least got one line of dialogue, so that was nice.
Well, there's a whole magic book in this which gives you really super advanced technology that you can either do good or evil with, which is kind of the theme of the movie. But the people that you have that technology don't use it. Like, why? Everyone should know about this super advanced technological race in a forest somewhere. Nothing.
I don't even begin to describe this because it's like the book. The book's been divided into two, right? And the evil emperor guy has got one half of the book, and it's allowed him to make all kinds of crazy advanced technology. Like they're basically living in medieval times, but they also have electricity and what seems to be like portable fusion reactors.
Mind control.
Mind control, yeah, like nanotechnology, the kind of shit that Tony Stark would be envious of.
Yeah.
And he wants the other half of the book, even though he's already conquered, according to him, literally the entire world and civilized it and now owns everything. He wants the other half of the book to conquer it even more, I guess.
Well,
I know he's
explains
obsessed with getting this. Yeah.
He explains it to another guy, and I wrote down the line. And this is my story. Do you understand? This is my story. And without the other half, I don't have an ending. I need an ending, but I don't. That's his line of dialogue.
What?
Doesn't make any sense.
Wait. What?
That's the
This
line of
Emperor
dialogue.
guy is possibly the biggest pussy outside of Pedro Pascal that I've seen on screen in a long fucking time.
That is
In
a
like
character he
what
plays
way?
a lot, though.
Since Rebel Moon.
One, the actor that they chose to play him is just like, he looks like a stiff breeze would blow him over. He talks like a millennial. The quote that Echo Chamberlain gave you there is 100% accurate. You know, every so often when he's in the middle of a speech, he'll just be like, "Ugh, I'm so mad about something." And you find out where he comes from ultimately, and it's just sad. Like, he's just a boy that Red Sonja couldn't protect when their village got raided. I never understood the chain of events actually that led her to being in the forest, because it's all it's all cut.
Well, she was a child,
You
and
weren't
the
there
the
to
village got
protect
raided,
me.
and she
Yeah.
had to run away and just ran into the forest.
Take Conan the Barbarian, right? The Arnold Schwarzenegger movie, as an example of how you just like give your audience a nice, neat narrative that they can understand, right? So he's a boy. His village gets raided by Thulsa Doom and his army. He gets put into slavery. He's working that fucking wheel for like 20 years to make him big and muscly. Then he's put in the gladiator arena. Then he's eventually let free. And then he finds the sword. And then he goes on his revenge quest, right? It's all done relatively quickly, briskly, and efficiently. And so you understand exactly what his character arc has been and his development throughout that period. With Sonia, she's literally in her village, right? And it's amazing because it's got fortified walls all around it. But somehow the enemies just break through the gate and charge in and start attacking, killing everyone.
One blow from a horse just breaks the entire
But you think,
gate.
like, if it's fortified with walls, right, there'd be people on them just looking to see if anyone... No one notices.
And also, it immediately cuts from that scene to another city which has people on the walls. So they know they should be there.
And then you just see Sonia, and she's living in nature with a horse who she's, like, sleeping next to. It's really disturbing. How close she is to this fucking horse. But anyway, but there's nothing to fill in what happened in between, right? Like where she's been, what happened to her, what she does now, what motivates her. It doesn't matter. It's all just picked up there. Like she's teleported from one place to the next. It's weird. Absolutely weird.
The issue they've got is the comic book had a motivation, but the director didn't like it, and so removed that motivation and just left it there.
So she ends up with a bunch of prisoners who are condemned to be gladiators to die an entertainment spectacle, like in the Gladiator. And then one character says to another one in their training area, "I prefer an uncut gem rather than a polished jewel with no personality," which is supposed to be a diss. And then they go out to the area, and there's the two women. And then they're thinking about what is the creature that might come through the gates that they're going to have to fight. And then Sonia says, I've been thinking about this all day. Sonia says, "I have a wooden sword." And then the other woman says, "You'd best hope it's not a giant beaver then."
Yeah.
I don't know what that means.
What?
Beavers eat wood.
Wait, what?
I guess that's the joke. I guess that's the joke, right?
I died a
that
little
was
bit
like-
inside.
I thought that was the funniest scene, though, because this woman said like 5 lines throughout the entire movie, and then just gets shot through the neck, falls on the floor, and we're suddenly like, "Oh no, I can't believe you've died! I'm going to take vengeance on you." You have no idea who this woman is. The audience doesn't care. Red Sonja doesn't care.
So that's the actress Rona Mitra, right? Who used to be a big deal like 20 years ago. Yeah, she's in it. And I was like, oh, I haven't seen you in a while. What have you been up to these days? Oh, I don't know. Like, because she's in the movie for about 10 minutes and then just fucking dies, like Disparu said. Like, because she's supposed to fight Sonia and then Sonia refuses. So she just gets shot by a fucking arrow right through her neck and then that's it.
That's crazy.
She gives zero fucks. You could tell she was just there for the paycheck. I do know.
And then what happens, MauLer, is that Red Sonja has to go like Legolas onto the back of a giant cyclops and take off its behavior inhibitor power chip that it's got on its back.
This is true.
And then she goes into the main kingdom area to throw a spear into a machine that is like the Eye of Sauron, but with the power source from Event Horizon swirling around in the middle of it. And we have no idea what it actually does anyway.
No, we do.
The editing
that generates electricity for the entire city.
Yeah.
Okay.
You'd think like that, like the one power source for the whole city would be protected. No, it's just in a workshop. No one's like, it's just a bunch of scientists or whatever around it.
I think it had about
easily
7 soldiers that she fought out in the tunnel outside.
You know what's mental as well, like the editing of this movie, because like she releases the Cyclops from its control and it just starts smashing up shit, especially like the platform that the Emperor's sitting on. Like, you know how in Gladiator, Commodus was up on that elevated platform just watching the Gladiator games, right? It would be like if a giant was set free and he just started smashing the shit out of that. But then the movie cuts in the middle of him breaking it up. And then there's a fade out, and then it fades back in, and everything's destroyed. But all the major characters that were there are okay. It's like,
and the monster, like the Cyclops,
where did he go?
There.
He just left.
Yeah, he just left. The best bit of editing is that she throws the spear into that device, and we pans round, and her horse is in a stable 10 feet away.
Yes.
From that thing. That was the laugh out loud moment for me. That was gorgeous.
Can I ask a question? Like, so what's the stakes of this movie? Like, is there any stakes whatsoever, or what? Why are we here?
We got to stop the evil emperor guy from conquering the world even harder than he has.
What if
already.
he has a point?
I mean, he does. The movie. This is the weird thing about the movie, right? Because you find out he's just like an impoverished kid who was in the same village as Sonia, and so worked his way up, overthrew the actual evil emperor, and became the new one who brought
he's the
prosperity.
Hero?
Well, yeah, this is the thing, like, because you could make that argument of like the Empire from Star Wars, where it's like, well, we actually did bring peace and prosperity, trade, advanced technology, all these things. The movie doesn't really know how to handle that, though, so it just kind of has him be an asshole and then die.
Yeah, they have him be a mustache-twirling villain because that's the only thing they could do. So he'll just randomly have people killed and stuff, and he'll make people fight to the death.
There's this character who, like, she forgot her eyebrows, like, left them at home, but, like...
I think they're just
like
in stealth mode.
Yeah. Stealth mode. She's the other girl boss character who has to fight Sonia, and you find out this is going to shock you, MauLer, right? But she's not actually an evil person, but she was manipulated by a bad man into doing bad
Boring.
things.
Oh gosh,
can you believe it?
This entire thing is the hero's journey. So even at one point, Red Sonja dies and she has to go, and this is where she gets her superpowers from a god, which sat in the forest not doing anything all of this time, but it does resurrect her. And she says something along the lines of, because she's like, I came to you for help to find my people. This isn't about finding your people. This is about finding out that the power to save the world was within you all along and become the person you always deserved to be. Like, this is every hero's journey from the beginning of time.
I wrote down the line.
You're not meant to say that part out loud.
No, the line literally is let go of what you were and be reborn as what you can be. So that was the line.
Oh, man.
It's such a glorious little time capsule from like 2018, this movie.
Yeah.
Like, that's what it feels like. It's like I've unearthed some film that was made back then and it's just been sat on ice all these years.
Like one of those
this is the kind of shit
King sequels.
Well, this is just the kind of shit that they would have pushed like 5, 6, 7 years ago. Like, obviously it's become completely trite and ridiculous at this point, but like that would have been bang on trend back then.
What you're saying is The Force Awakens is actually better than this movie. That's what I'm starting to get. Like, it has like a...
I might even go so far as to say that, yeah. I mean, there's some like ironic humor that you can get from this at least. But holy shit, man.
There's another nice guy who's a prince who goes off to get an army midway through the film, and then him and Sonia exchange lines where he says to her, "You've done something to your hair," and then she says, "You left us," and then he says, "I came back with an army," and then she says, "Yes, you did." That's the end of the exchange that they have between them. So
I laughed at that. It was delivered in quite a comedic way. I don't know whether it was intended to be a joke.
I don't think it was.
Well, it's too hard to tell because everyone's accents keep bouncing around the place. Sometimes people sound Australian. Sometimes they sound... it's really weird.
You know the woman you were talking about as well, who's like one of the other cage fighters or whatever, and she's got like these fucking ridiculous teeth.
Yeah.
Fuck. So I could get any of my lines out.
But why were they even needed? Because I don't know. She was meant to be a different species, but that was the only thing I think was different about it. It's just that she had a swollen mouth.
Nobody explained to her why she was wearing them. It was just that is part of your
explain to us. I'm the person that needs to know why she's wearing them.
She's a shark-like being fighting in a cage. Oh boy, this might.
There's a lot to unpack here.
We need drugs. We need drugs.
The worst bit for me was the ending, because the director's been going around saying if I want you to take one thing from this movie, it's that you shouldn't be violent to people. This is about forgiveness and kindness and saying sorry to people. So the ending, she gets the villain and he's dying. And she's like, I forgive you for everything. You've done nothing wrong. I'm going to be here and hold your hand as we can be young together and just let him bleed out. And I'm like, what is happening?
What's going on here?
There's a rule in movies that the worse your villain is, the worse he has to die. Because you have to realign the scales of justice and he has to get his comeuppance because it's like a cathartic release for the audience. You don't get that in this. He's been evil all the way, and then they make him a hero at the end and say, well, it wasn't his fault. He just had a bad upbringing.
Well, again, it's Kylo Ren kind of moment.
Ren.
Yeah, it's that weird postmodernist like deconstruction idea of like, well, no one's really good or evil. It's just all shades of grey, you know?
Boring.
Yeah, it's like 100% was. You know?
Can we just bring back villains? Like, can we just like be like a guy could just straight up be evil and like there's like in Sinners, like the vampires were evil, okay? Like there was no remorse for racist vampires. Come on, man. Like,
exactly.
Like, you're gonna be evil, go all the way. Stop it.
This ends with the villain going, will you hold my hand? Please hold me.
Oh.
I'm like, that's not what I want from a villain.
You know what? I just want to put this in for reference, right? The Bridget Nielsen Red Sonja movie from back in the 80s. There's two things I'll say in that film's defense, right? One, the villain was like unashamedly fucking evil and she loved it. And it's like, well, she gets a pretty good comeuppance in that. And two, it had Arnold Schwarzenegger in it, basically just playing Conan the Barbarian again by a different name. It had something there to entertain you. Yeah. And Bridget Nielsen is about 6 feet tall as well, so she actually looks pretty imposing.
So you do have a beautiful moment where Sonia does a slow motion backflip over the fortress wall, spinning around pointlessly. Yeah, it's beautiful.
While firing an arrow upside down.
Yeah.
But she jumps into about 20 guys on all sides of her, that then the camera really gets really close to her, so you can't see the 20 men just standing there watching her have a fight.
It was a strange moral moment where she is interrogating some guy who's caught up to their group, and then she kills him, but it cuts away to not show her killing him. As like a strange little moral vacillation they had there. It was interesting, I thought.
It was weird because there are some really gory bits in the movie, but then a few times actually when they assassinated someone, they cut away. I think the goriest bit was when they removed all like the bone from the top of the animals. And then one of them breathes out and makes like
and the blood comes
bubble
good.
pop out its head. I'm like, oh, that was too much for me. I'm like, that's gross.
I mean, it's all CGI crap, but like again, you can see what they were going for with that, and it's like, okay, this just feels like unnecessarily mean-spirited here. It's I'm not even sure if it's accomplishing what you think it is.
Right to the very end, just when you think the film has given you everything it can, it goes to the credits, and it's just cheap ass papyrus script for the credits. I thought, yay, that's right to the very end. That's beautiful. Love it.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
God bless this movie is what we're all saying here.
Oh, and one last lovely thing. The arena does that wonderful thing where it's in the long shots, CGI bullshit of crowds, and then they go to the close-ups of the crowds. It's just the same 20 people they can barely sort of pan away from. It looks so, you could see like on the edges, there's no one on the edges.
Was the crowd arranged in blocks when you see it in the wide shots? It's just like they've replicated it over and over again. I like this one as well. Bridget Nielsen couldn't act. Neither can this fucking girl either.
This is why they needed to go for like the voluptuous figure of the actual comic book thing, because if neither person can act, at least get the one that can fill out the costume.
Yeah. Sorry, just the comic book thing is like the woman.
No, the source material is what I'm going for. It's from a comic book. That's a thing. That'll do.
So, MauLer, basically, just think of Rebel Moon and think the bad guy is almost exactly the same, simpering, kind of man-childish, and the woman is almost exactly the same in look and acting ability. And that's basically what it is.
Rebel Moon.
Man.
It's wild.
Rebel Moon 3, huh? Or Rebel Moon prequel, I'll think of it that way.
Rebel Moon 3 medieval.
We gotta, but we're gonna get that director's cut. So like, we're not gonna get the full movie on Netflix. So
I want the director's cut. 7 hour Zack Snyder experience.
I was surprised that this movie was 1 hour 50 minutes for something that had such a low budget. Like you could have cut the time and you'd have more money to spend in that time. It's like no,
didn't feel a minute over 3 hours for me.
But I want the director's cut so I can see Sharktooth Lady's all her lines, which she's trying to get to.
Where was you until the end?
King Shark is a shark.
Oh god, I'm gonna wait. I need to try and see if I can find her actually. Ah, shit. What was her name? Wait.
I don't know the name of anyone in this except Red Sonja. I just realized.
Where can you find this movie? Like, is it available to the public, or do I have to go to a theater?
I mean,
no, you probably shouldn't. It was in theaters for one day. Like that was the limit. It was some theaters, very, very limited for one day.
Well, they need that for the Oscar rules, Disparu, just in case.
Well, for the Razzies, maybe.
Yeah.
Oh my god, even Google Images doesn't have a picture of it. Is that bad? Jesus.
We do not know what you're talking about. The Google AI is not pulling it up.
I mean, it looks as bad as if you just imagine someone with normal teeth, but then they put fake teeth in front of those teeth, rather than on them. It's just an extra set.
It's just someone with British teeth, basically. That's all they've got. No, I can't find it. Fuck. I think even Google can't handle this one. It's like, no, it's too horrific. We can't show you this shit.
Nah, man, we don't know what you're talking about. It does not register in the program.
Oh well, we'll just have to soldier on without it. Never mind. I'll find it one day. But hey, you guys remember Last of Us Season 2? The wild success that was. We were all pretty pleased with that. The viewing figures definitely reflected it. Well, it turns out Bella Ramsey's got some words for us all.
The
And
next
this is
Spider-Man.
important. Yeah, next Spider-Man.
Yeah, that's right.
The next Spider-Man.
Next Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, my bad. I don't want to assume nothing.
There was various people involved with the show were actually talking about this, and given their thoughts on the reception for season 2. What does it say here? Craig Mazin, who was obviously the showrunner, says Neil Druckmann certainly did a thing. Everyone lost their shit, and then I had to do that exact same thing with the show because he did that thing. I love doing this thing. I thought it was great. And he's talking about Joel's death in the episode 3. No, sorry, episode 2. Not a popular one.
But it sounds like they already made the mistake of thinking it's like, oh, a controversial decision that went down as an iconic moment in storytelling. It's like, no.
Wasn't controversial. People just hated it. Yeah, the big complaint I've gotten is, why did you kill Pedro Pascal? I mean, Pedro Pascal, not so much, but yeah, Joel. And I keep explaining, we didn't kill him. He's a man. He's alive. He's fine. And he's literally in everything else. That is definitely true. So I don't know what the problem is. It's probably because you killed his character, but never mind. Anyway, it says here, talking about the fan backlash to season 2, Bella Ramsey said, I tried to steer clear as much as I could, to be honest, because there's nothing I can do about it anyway. The show is out. There's nothing that can be changed or altered. So I'm like, there's not really any point in reading or looking at anything. People are entitled to their opinions, but it doesn't affect the show. It doesn't affect how the show continues or anything in any way. It probably should. They're very separate things.
It does, for sure.
Yeah, because it's rated by 55% in the ratings. So
I mean, there's a reason Neil Druckmann is not doing season 3, and it's definitely that. She said, no, I just don't engage. But she finishes by saying, I would say you don't have to watch it. If you hate it that much, then the game exists. Well, that's part of the problem. You can just play the game again. You won't have to watch it, but if you do want to watch it, then I hope you enjoy it. Which is a nice way to end on a positive note, at least.
Tell me that you don't know your product without telling me that you don't know your product. I don't think
they've all but admitted it. They do that all the time now. They're like, I don't want to get anywhere near the source. I wouldn't want it to, color my interpretation or whatever. And just like, that's what everyone does. So, best of luck.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's a whole bunch of things to try and unpack from that. It's like, I think, oh fuck, Disparu just sent me something here.
I think that's like one of the better pictures of her as well. I'm trying to see if there's anything else.
Let me see if I can bring it up here. I know we're going to be totally jumping back here, but it's probably worth it just for this.
Jesus,
where is it? Yeah, so the character that we were talking about there, with the interesting features. There we go.
And that's when she's allowing something to like protrude out. When her mouth is actually closed, It's like her lips are out here, kind of going over him.
It looks so wrong.
Oh god. So that's what we were dealing with. I feel sorry for that poor fucking actress, like having to, because she's probably really pretty in real life, and it's like, yep, you get ready for hair and makeup, and that's what you're given.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's crazy.
But yeah, I think when it comes to the reaction to Last of Us, like one, the source material people fucking hated anyway. Two, they hated the show's interpretation of it as well, for a bunch of reasons. Arguably the show made it even worse, I think. Not just the death of Joel, but like the characterization of Ellie, the portrayal of Ellie, her relationship with Dina, the way the show of season 2 was structured. It was just even more retarded. The characters were even less likable.
Yeah. It's amazing to have this much warning in a whole ass industry, all those years, all this information, and you just do the exact same thing again, but worse. The hell is wrong with you? Like, what? How did that happen?
Yeah.
Well, also, I remember the conversations. Everyone was like, no, they'll probably drag Pedro Pascal out as long as possible because they want to kill him because they know it'll get backlash. And then when it happened, there were people that didn't know about the games who had the exact same reaction, and you saw it spread over Twitter. It was like, what on earth have you done in this series? The exact same backlash that the game had, which I don't know if anyone remembers the playthroughs of that, but people were just watching streamers to see their faces when he died to a golf club.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, like so many people just walked away from the game at that point. They were like, nope, not playing any further. That's it. I'm done.
It's really what it said. It's really not him dying in isolation. Like, you could do that, and you could have done it in a way that would have been remembered forever in gaming as like an amazing sacrifice or something. It's just a really gross and bitter way to kill him. It just gave the sense that the people who made the game hated the character.
Yeah,
and you make the player play the person that killed him, so they like this character. Now you got to play the murderer. I remember the PewDiePie playthrough, and he's just complaining about being her the entire time he's playing her.
So this is the thing, as far as I can make out, because I'm kind of a normie on this. So the woman that killed Joel, who's the likable character, then becomes the central character in season 3 of this TV show. So you're rooting for someone who did something that killed a character that's generally quite beloved, and then you're supposed to follow her journey as some kind of arc to being redeemed, or at least understandable. Is that the gist?
It's meant to recontextualize her behavior, because in the game you don't really know anything about her when she kills Joel. She's just like this fucking murderer who shows up, brutally kills him, and then leaves. You then go on a revenge trip thinking like, yep, can't wait to kill her, and like, I'm going to kill all the people that were involved in this. Eventually you get to like a big confrontation with her, and then the narrative flips back to like the previous events that led up to it. You get to see it from her point of view, and it recontextualizes everything that led up to it, basically saying that she was justified in it, that she had a real valid reason for wanting to kill Joel, and she's actually a really good person. Like, and that's meant to make you side with her, and play into the game's themes about the ultimate evil being revenge and the relentless pursuit of justice and all that stuff.
I can see how that would be great if you're detached from it and you're watching a film or a series. But if you're a video game player and you don't know all the stuff which is coming up, and so you're playing a game where you're playing a character you don't like, who did something shitty, but you haven't learned that backstory yet.
There's a lot of compilations of people just intentionally killing her, like throwing her off buildings and stuff.
Because she doesn't even die at the end, so you don't get the villain dying at the end. You don't get the catharsis of that. But I think it's Druckmann's idea is that Joel made the wrong decision at the end of the first game. He thinks he should have sacrificed Ellie to save the world.
Dude,
and if you disagree with that, everything else doesn't make sense from that point on.
The game tries so hard to assassinate his character, because the first game presents a really nuanced, interesting take on that like very complex moral dilemma. Whereas the sequel just says, no, he was fucking wrong. He was a horrible person, and he deserves to be punished for it.
There was
it's like Joker too. They think you took the wrong idea from the first movie, so now we are going to hammer it home.
We have to
directly comparable for sure. Yeah. But like there was a big fight for a while, even after The Last of Us 1 came out, of just people disagreeing on whether or not the Fireflies were going to save the world. Like, that's how they refer to the whatever they were going to try and make from Ellie and stuff. And then it's like, mostly it's settled, I think, into everyone realizing it's just like there was a lot of reasons why what Joel did was definitely the right decision, and whether or not they could save the world, doubt it. Basically, like almost 0% chance that was going to happen, especially with what kind of organization they were. But then they, even with this season coming out, it was like, no, actually, Neil Druckmann confirms that they could have, and it's like, I don't give a fuck what he says. Like is the case. It's like fuck you.
Neil Druckmann is like James Gunn. He lies a lot and says a lot of useless bullshit.
Coping nonsense. Like that's not the game you made, so shut up.
There's a good point here as well. Like taking aside the game aspect of it, like Ellie in The Last of Us 2, like the actual TV show is super fucking unlikable. Abby is a more likable person, and this is the crux of the problem, right? Because I can at least say in the game Ellie is a lot more likable in Last of Us 2. Like
than Abby.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Partly because of amazing performance by her voice actress, like the motion capture and everything is excellent, and you at least empathize with her to a considerable extent, right? She is a likable character, and that all comes from the first game. But the Ellie that you get in the TV show, how can I put this? She's a fucking cunt, and she's horrible. And everyone hates her, and there's just nothing redeeming about her in the TV show. She's smug, she's arrogant, she's super aggressive with everyone that she has to deal with. She doesn't take anything seriously. She gets over Joel's death so easily. Like,
wow, is Pedro Pascal.
I mean, yeah, I'd be all right with that. But like, you want her to see, like, you want her to feel like she's on a revenge trip, and she's going to sacrifice everything to get Abby. She's fucking desperate to kill this woman because she hates her that much. In the TV show, though, she's just laughing and joking and just like it's like treated like a big adventure, and it's so tonally wrong for what they're going for.
The even worse package, because I quite grew to hate Ellie in the game as well, but the show they made it even worse. It's just like how the fuck? Because I always felt like they assassinated her too, Joel and Ellie. They didn't leave anyone behind.
And yeah, like. Obviously, Bella Ramsey's performance is not great as Ellie either, so that's like another black mark against the TV show. So all of those things combined together, it just made a thing that nobody wanted to watch. Everyone was just disengaged from it and just ended up hating it.
Well, like that last commenter said, there is a nihilism there because it's not just the idea of good guys and bad guys as concepts breaking down into this kind of moral relativism, which they're trying to think of as profound or grown up or with multi-layers, but which is actually quite ironically, superficially nihilistic. But also with the character of Ellie, there's just an emotional shallowness as well. And so it's uncomfortable to watch. I don't know who's appreciating that.
No, it's hard to get invested in. And, the show then becomes like this really trite, like teen romance between Ellie and Dina as well. Like they waste a lot of time on that, which is not a huge factor in the game because there's much more important things to be dealt with. But like they're so enamored with this idea of like the lesbian couple who are just, gosh, they're just so in love. They're just two flawless people in a flawed world,
dude.
That have somehow found each other, and it's so god awful. Like that episode in season 1 with Nick Offernan's character, I can't remember what he was called in the show, but like that was like how you do a romance like that, and make it meaningful, make it impactful, and then move on from it. This is just crap.
I just wanted to, do you remember in the game that part's excruciating too? The little open world part where you just walk around with Dina and they talk about things that are completely inane and crap for ages.
I mean, I blasted through that as quickly as
I was
possible.
going to say, you can go through that a bit faster depending on what you choose to do, but it's crazy because it's just like, oh my god, they adapted the feeling of shitness. Like, why?
This is the one-to-one adaptation I wanted.
We faithfully recreated the shittiness of the game from the TV.
Yeah, that was a studio note which came down from the C-suite. We need more shittiness. But there's one strange note I saw here about Abby. Some critics felt the character had been unfairly maligned and that criticisms of her muscular physique was a result of the lack of body diversity in video games. Don't most female characters look like her now?
They're getting to that point. They're usually fat rather than muscular, but
I see, yeah.
I think some people might have forgotten it was fucking hilarious seeing some of the photos of Abby circulated before the game came out, after the game came out. It was sometimes you get these people who like take the most generous shot of her where she might be able to somewhat look normal, but there's so many where she looked like the Hulk, and it was just like, what the fuck is this?
It was definitely a man, and I think they only said it wasn't because everyone was going, well, it's clearly a man. And
Well,
so
I
they
think
tried to come up-
the TV show was the ultimate fucking condemnation of that idea, because like for years Neil Druckmann was like, no, like women can have big muscles as well. What are you on about, you bigots? And then when it came to casting an actress for the role, they're like, we can't find any women.
Yeah, so
that
anyway.
actually look like this.
The only
Doesn't
woman
matter,
that
even if you-
We've got the usual fucking 110-pound like stick thin girl to play the
Yeah.
character, of course.
But it's
like,
fine.
it's all
She
we
can
fucking
still-
she's
find.
gonna be on steroids.
She can still
man,
take
if
down
she-
that
if you're
6'4"
gonna get a woman
wrestler
that
guy. She can
size-
still take him down.
Yeah, if you're gonna get a woman that size, she's gonna be like on the juice, like, and her voice is gonna be really deep, more than
Oh,
yours.
100%.
Well,
100%, yeah.
in
And
the
MauLer is saying
apocalypse,
like
the
they
problem would be food, like just consuming
Yeah.
that much food in the apocalypse.
well, yeah,
Yeah.
like creatine's going to be in short supply, I would imagine. Like HGH is probably going to be hard to come by.
Nah, she had
Yeah.
burritos. That's what they said. She was eating loads of burritos.
Yeah. No, but as MauLer said, like particularly I think with the first game trailer is the bit where she's like strung up by the Seraphites and like they get close to killing her and stuff. And like the model they used there was a little bit slimmer and like looked a bit more realistic. But then it's almost like they went all out for the Abby character model in the game, and just made her even bigger.
Well,
And
yeah.
there is
I couldn't get over the fact that it was like, oh no, here comes like a runner, and you just fucking punch it to death. I was like, what the fuck is this? It's like, well, it's different gameplay than Ellie, isn't it? It's a bit of a shake up. It's a different strat. I'm just like, oh my god.
Yeah, but to make the point that you were talking about, Kreese, like they don't just do that with Abby in the TV show. They have Ellie wrestling like 200-pound, 6'4" guys. Like the first time you see her in season 2, she's having a fight with a guy like that, and she beats him easily. Bella Ramsey is about 3 feet tall. I mean, she makes Warwick Davis look like a fucking giant, and she's
I want a
she's
Warwick
winning
Davis
fights like
John Wick movie.
Yeah.
And she's winning fights like that. Yeah, okay, sure.
I'm
Go for it.
sorry. Like even the most top-notch female MMA fighter cannot take on the amateur MMA fighter. Like no, I can't believe it. My mind can't turn off. No.
Listen,
Don't believe
if like height and mass mattered, we'd probably have weight classes, but we don't. So think
Yeah.
that through.
Anyone can just fight anyone else. It's great.
You guys seen the footage of the Swiss women's national football team taking on the under-15 boys team?
Yeah, the little
It's,
boys.
Wasn't it the Americans? Wasn't
No,
it
it
the
was,
American team?
No, it was the Swiss team, and they lose by 7-1, and they score the last goal, and they erupt in cheers and backslaps against these 14-year-old boys.
For them, it's just about the taking part. That's all. They were just happy to
Yeah.
do that.
It happened to the U.S. women's team too. Like I think like it was
It's
like
happened
a
a lot.
junior varsity.
Yeah.
It was like the junior varsity boys team like beat the women's national team like 15-0 or something like that. It's crazy.
Mhm.
Like,
Didn't they do that with the women's, like the England women's team, and they played against a bunch of like middle-aged semi-professional guys, and like they beat them as well.
yeah,
It was like partially retired like ex-pro footballers who were like ranked 400th in the country or whatever, like who had like a part-time team and they still won.
yeah.
Gundam's video on the WNBA is essential viewing.
Oh,
God.
Dildo-gate.
Dude.
Yeah.
That is wild that's even still a thing. Don't they lose like $50 million a year? Like they're literally
Yep.
subsidized by the NBA because
so-
nobody watches them.
So their contract is about to come up for like syndication or whatever. Like so they're about to go into the lockout stages. So basically they're saying like if we don't get a new deal, we're sitting out this for a whole entire season. And me as an avid, just a big basketball fan, sorry ladies, other than Caitlin Clark and maybe Angel Reese, no one cares. Like you could sit out like for the next 2 years and we would not know if your sport was gone.
Yeah, that'll be like the WNBA. Everyone's just sitting there going, "We are saving an absolute fortune with it." Not the,
Yeah,
the WGA
that's not
strike.
that's
is what
not
I
a
meant.
bargaining chip. That's not a bargaining
Yeah.
chip because actually they'd make more money, the NBA, because they don't have to subsidize the thing while they're on strike.
It's such an easy chain of logic as well to follow on this one. It's like, we should be paid as much as the male players. It's like, well, you're paid less than them because you generate less revenue than them. You generate less revenue because fewer people watch you, and fewer people watch you because you fucking suck.
I'm starting to think a new strategy to explain this to them, like, why aren't male fashion stars paid as much as female ones? And then they'll be like, wait a minute.
That was a response. Yeah. It was a sportsman got asked that.
Oh, it was Nadal who said that.
Yeah, it was Nadal.
Yeah, it's like, why are female tennis players paid less than men? He's like, I don't know. Why are male fashion models paid less than women?
And that kind of strategy, that's got to be the thing that ends this fucking conversation once and for all, right? Because they can't answer that without being hypocritical. So we're done. We're good.
So men and women are different, so they get treated differently. It's one of the most obvious facts of life in the world, and it's very strange that we've hit a point where you can't even say that they're different, because if they weren't different, why would they have different teams?
Yeah.
I just can't believe this whole, because they call it the wage gap for whatever jobs and stuff, right? It's like, didn't this get debunked like 1 million times a decade ago? How are we still here?
Way too many times. It's been
but they'll keep bringing it up. They'll keep bringing it up whenever it's like going to serve their purposes, I guess.
I think
they always leave out the important things, like guys will travel further distances for work. Guys have to work in dangerous industries like forestry and heavy machinery, and all these other variables that always get left out.
Well, yeah, guys don't take, a year off to have kids.
I want equality in the bricklaying industry. Until we have equal numbers for bricklayers across the UK, I will not rest.
I want equality in like sewer management and garbage disposal.
Yes. I'm
like,
sorry, ladies, we're going to have to crowbar you into the sewers.
Plenty of opportunities there for you.
There's plenty of garbage waste management jobs that ladies they're dying for some of y'all to get out there. Like, come on now, equality, right? Let's go.
Yeah, we believe in you. You can do it.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, what, you don't want to do that? You want to do those safe corporate jobs where you make a ton of money for doing fuck all?
Like,
well,
as long as the guys
STEM is going to get. STEM is going to get paid more because it's going to be scalable. Because if that gigantic infrastructure project, if a bridge collapses, then people are going to die. So they're going to get paid more than a sociology lecture.
Well, isn't there a theory that like HR was basically invented to give them something to do?
Yeah.
So that like they can do a job that.
Wow.
Yeah, like it's essentially a meaningless, pointless task, right? That just makes everyone's life harder. But like it gives them something to do that keeps them busy. And allows them to just sit at a desk and not really have to be challenged too much. And it's all soft skills because it's just dealing with people.
There was a lawsuit that went through where they said there was pay disparity, and I can't remember the company, but it was something like the women in the office weren't getting paid the same as the men in the warehouses. Like, yeah, because they're doing different jobs. And like, no, we want the money for the stuff in the warehouses, and they got it. It was wild.
That's crazy.
What if the human rights? What if the HR person is creepy and gets in people's personal space? Who do you go to if they're the
who polices the police?
Yeah. Who's the internal affairs for internal affairs?
Yeah. What was it Homer said to that? It's like, I don't know, Coast Guard.
You have to go to ER for HR.
Tell you what, right? Why don't we see if we can answer a few super chats from the good people in chat, because I feel like we've been neglecting you guys a little bit. I'm sorry about that. Dante Gray says, "Is it just me or does the new wet Sonia look like Meredith from The Office?" I don't know. Does she? Actually, no. That's the wrong one. But, like,
wrong one.
I thought you were just trying to jump scare us.
My question still stands.
It's like, oh no.
Imagine French kissing with that. It'd be like blood spilling everywhere. It'd be a nightmare, a disaster.
I'll never forget the time I accidentally brought up a picture of Bella Ramsey on stream, and like everyone like properly jumped in their seats. Like, oh no, my eyes!
Everybody booed this man.
Fellatio is not part of the sexual diet of that race.
Dark Hour says, since everyone is coming back for Doomsday, who out of the franchise characters would the panel like to see? If Blank Man shows up, I'll lose my shit.
Blank Man, not Blank Man.
It's not. Is this like the hypothetical? Is like if it were good, who would you like to see?
Pretty
let's go
I
for
didn't
both
take it like that.
prospects.
I was going to
So-
say Willow. It's like if I can't get Willow, I want She-Hulk.
Willow.
I want
I mean-
Paul Blart Mall Cop.
If we're allowed anything, Wonder Woman, Gal Gadot, I could get her in.
Sure, yeah, I guess.
Oh
the
hell
memes.
no!
Doctor Doom.
Yeah.
Hashtag
I stand by
bring
my
back
previous.
Daredevil.
Yeah, I stand by my previous assessment. I want like Captain Marvel to just show up and no
Yeah.
one fucking recognizes her.
If I had to pick somebody, it's probably gonna be Tobey Maguire Spider-Man. Like, I mean, like I believe he's the GOAT out of all three of them, or whatever. So like Tobey Spider-Man, of course, Hugh Jackman's Wolverine, and Wesley Snipes Blade. Those would be my guys right there.
That's fair. Good choices.
I feel like if we get to do whatever we want, and it's like theoretically really, really good for Doomsday, I don't know, man. Like
Captain Picard and Gandalf.
That's Magneto. That's Magneto. and Professor
Exactly.
X.
Yeah. As I said, you see them, you think they're those characters, but actually,
I want Obadiah Stane to show up again, just ranting about Tony Stark and his box of scraps.
His boss is... No, and he
Nicholas-
sees Ironheart like, who are you? Like,
Yeah.
let's get Nicolas Cage Ghost Rider in there.
Yeah.
yeah.
David Marshall says, MauLer, do a weapons or re-Avengers EFAP on Saturday.
Re-Avengers? Oh, retarded Avengers. I guess they're not allowed to say retarded in super chats yet. But
Oh, boo.
I think we do want to do coverage of weapons at some point. We're figuring out what episodes we're going to be doing at different times. But who knows? Who knows what is on the way? This Saturday though is a week off because we did the anniversary, right?
Yeah, I think
Crazy.
you burned it.
What will be the inevitable tortured neologism that people will be able to use retarded in the chat? Like if we use PDF file for that word, what will be the retarded? Will it be retarded like Star Wars?
Rotunded.
There's
I
a
think
few of
retarded.
those restarted. See people actually use like deliberately. They're like, "You are restarted," or you know.
So I watch Weapons, and like I left more confused than when I left the movie. I was like, it's not a bad movie. I'm just more confused more than anything. So like I don't know. That's how I felt about Weapons.
There's kind of, yeah, I guess there's kind of a lot of things to be drawn from it in terms of meaning and what it's really trying to get at. Like it's a movie that's talking about like community trauma and like how people turn on each other, like the way they can weaponize blame, scapegoating against people, like how they try to deal with the loss of things and the inexplicable nature of it. We kind of spent quite a long time talking about it. I don't want to like go into the weeds too much with it, but like it's a movie that does kind of have a lot to say, but you do need to dig into it a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's got a light touch to it as well. Like you can look for those themes and find them if you want to, but it's not on the nose, and I like that. That's nice.
Yeah.
You could also just see it as like, hey, big evil witch, like eats children, and you've got to
Wow,
kill her.
you spoiled the whole movie dream.
Oh
my God.
There you go. There's my
Also-
deep analysis. Witches eat children. Boo.
Regarded is the other really common
that would
version
make
of
sense, yeah.
retarded.
Regarded.
Pretty sure though, I was talking to Gary about this. I think you're okay to just say retarded now. I think we are cool. Like I think you just chill with that.
We've reclaimed it.
We reclaimed it back.
100%.
I mean, we've
that-
all
that-
used it
honestly,
in our videos, and it's
that is
always-
a one war. Like we need to fight for some other ones. We've got to get them back. Okay. That was, I mentioned this on Real BBC, but I saw someone refer to suicide as sewer slide so that they could
Oh my
avoid
God.
the. And I was like,
Yeah.
please
Deletion.
never ever let that kick off, because good
Well,
God.
I wrote a whole article about this on Substack. So, like with this para language that we're developing, like prawn and grape and PDF file. It's strange and silly.
Crazy.
It's grown adults.
Yeah.
were doing this.
But the weird thing
Yeah.
is the only reason words exist is to transfer the idea from your head to someone else's. So if you use a different word and everyone knows that you mean the original word, there is no difference between that and saying the original word because
Yeah.
the outcome and what the intention is exactly
Yeah.
the same.
Yeah.
So
So
it's
it's pointless to
middleman.
try and police it because it's just going to keep
Yeah.
evolving to the point where it's like, well, you can convey the same meaning. We're just going to use different words.
My
I love
rule is
the-
this, as long as it's not racial or like anything
Yeah.
prejudiced and anything, you should be able to say whatever you want to say like on the internet as long as it's not that those particular words, but other than that, it's like you saying like grape is not a bad thing. Like, you know,
I love you know, like retarded would once upon a time has exclusively been like mental retardation. Is, you know, you're slower, you're drawn back, and then too many people use it as an insult. So now it's like, no, it's offensive. You must say, you know, mentally whatever the hell you. But like, you know, like impaired, or basically every single fucking word. Whenever they like announce like this is the correct medical term to refer to the thing, immediately
you can't say
people
midget
use it.
anymore.
Well, it's just
You can't
like
say midget anymore.
Well, I like the euphemisms. Like in America, you've got, it's not homeless people, it's the unhoused, and it's not cons, it's incarcerated people. Like, you know, they've been victimized in some way.
You know, like neurodivergent. Like they were like, that's what you've got to say now because it's not offensive. It's like it'll become offensive in like a year when everyone's using it.
The weird thing is about the word replacement is it's generally harder to say longer words and it gives you less information. So someone that's homeless, you know exactly what it is. Like, but you can be unhoused for loads of different reasons. You could be living with a friend, but you still own a house. You could be renting, and it's like, there's lots of things like that. There's rather than disabled, there was like differently abled.
Yeah,
I don't even know what that's supposed to mean in the first place.
I'll be honest with you, like you do get funny ones, like if you don't want to say the word but you instead use a clever version, you're just like, oh no, he got Canadian healthcare, and people are like, what?
That's a good
one. Those are kind of cool. I like those.
Got Brendan Gleeson.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, like I don't care what nobody says. The word people of color, that's the I find that just as racist in the original, like original.
Dude,
it sounds weirdly patronized. It's kind of like the midget thing where it's like, or dwarf, like you can't call them dwarfs, they're like little people, and it's like
but little people sounds worse.
You're just a little person there.
Yeah,
one of the most.
No, that's horrible.
Come here,
I still think
that
one might be the most
come over here, people
baffling one, though, to explain to like,
hey, bro, like, chill out with that, like.
To explain to like the upper generation, you know, you can't say colored people. You can say people of color. It's just like, what?
Well, they had a logic for it. They said it was because they were putting the person in front of the color, and that made it more important because you're centering the person. I'm saying, you actually sat there and thought you were doing something really important when you came up with that.
That's my contribution to humanity right there.
The worst one, I think the worst one is still, is it Latinx or Latinx? Because they keep polling Hispanic people, and only about 4% of them actually recognize or like that term. But they keep trying to push it.
You know what?
It's so strange.
They tried to do woomixin instead of women at a certain point as well.
You know that 4%. Guarantee you 1% of that 4% even use it. Like they claim to use it, but I doubt they actually do.
Well, because ignores the fact that like Hispanic languages are generally. They're gendered languages most of the time as well, and so like it's literally the building blocks of how they communicate, and you're trying to tell them like, no, you have to make that neutral.
You're wrong.
Like, it doesn't work.
I think it's Spanish where non-binary has a male and a female version of it. So it's the ultimate irony.
And it's like Disparu was saying, a lot of this language shit, especially with slang, we're just doing it to best transfer ideas as fast as we can. That's all it's supposed to be. Like a lot of it's pragmatic in a fun way. Instead of being like, no, it must be squared and put into a particular box to avoid offending this particular group, but simultaneously it might offend these ones, and you this over here and this, and it's just like, oh my god, this is so stupid.
Well, it's also like, massively egotistical because I may not care that I've offended you, but you'll go, you can't say this because it offended me. Yeah, but you don't matter.
One for the Brits here.
It's like, yeah, but you don't matter.
It doesn't matter, man. Like, the more you care about it, the less I will think you matter.
Like how I'm assuming this is not common because especially fucking Rags always finds this hilarious because he's never heard of it. But when you say someone's a mong or you're monging out, right? Yeah. Like, I don't know if that's more British or not, but in any case, I called someone or something a Mong in one of my videos, and I had a comment that was like, "I am from Mongolia, and I'm fucking like upset." you keep using Mongolian as an insult. And I was like, "That's not what that is." Like,
that was
Ali G did that once, didn't he? It's like he met the Mongolian ambassador, and he's like, Is that right? Is you among?
Archcast was replying to a video, and he says, "So there I was, and I had this niggling feeling." And the guy went, "Oh, I can't believe you've said that. You can't say that." And he went, "That's something that only really well-read people know. That's a word that's so out there, no one's heard of it unless they're incredibly well-read or racist." And I was thinking, what? This is just a normal word that you've decided to get offended by.
I love all those words you Brits have. There's so many variants, like mong and div. I like all those words.
Yeah.
I had them in my
The
country.
best comment about the English I heard was they can insult anyone by putting the word absolute in front of it. So you could be like an absolute pantry, but it still works.
Yeah.
Lamp. Yeah, there's loads of great ones.
Yeah. It's pretty good. Cara Frey Kitty says, even John hates Alien Earth. Well, John
oh my
hates
god,
it.
John.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Backseater is going to be gutted by that.
Yeah, I mean, it's funny to explain the context though. We were covering a video and a guy's just going at it with Drake and just said he's the worst person, he's trash, he's a shill, blah, blah. And then he says, even John didn't like Andor. It's like, who the fuck is John?
Who's John?
Fucking nailed that argument shot right there.
I guess he was probably talking about John Campia, probably, or something. I don't know.
We feel like John is his like oppressed housemate who's just like hanging around in the background of his videos, like just out of shot, like terrified of him.
We like declares John didn't like it. In the background you hear like I thought it was alright.
You know when someone's streaming sometimes and you just see the door in the background slowly open and then the person realizes like, oh fuck, he's streaming right now, and then it slowly closes. That's John right there. He's ranting about Drinker again. Dino Mite says, how many from Open Bar or FNT Gang have seen MauLer or in video or in person? And can we spend some time with Tron Ares when it's out? I mean, look how much time was spent with Snow White. Love from Canada. Oh, we'll talk about Tron Ares when it comes out, yeah. And no, I've never seen MauLer. I'm not even convinced he actually exists. He might be a figment of our imagination or an AI.
I do want to meet like Drinker and everybody in person at some point. We'll figure it out. It's going to be fun. I want to drink with him. I want to see if who caps out first.
You should come to MegaCon, man, one year. Like, you should come to MegaCon.
Yeah. It would be funny if we started drinking and I was a fucking lightweight and passed out after like 1 pint.
Is MauLer going to Scotland, or is the Drinker going down into the valleys?
I'm going to go to Wales. I know how to do it now because I went there in the summer.
I know how to do it.
It's like a far-off land.
I've visually confirmed that Wales does exist, so now I know how to
There's
do it.
hobbits everywhere, and it's a fantasy like wizard, and you're like, man.
I'm not
It's like
kidding though,
the-
man. You fucking cross the border, right, and the motorway just dissolves into like a cart track. It's like suddenly the speed limit's 20 miles an hour.
Is it like the forest in Red Sonja, where it's just full of evil creatures and no one dares go in there?
Exactly, yeah.
also
Jordan Pendragon says, "Is this the gayest Red Sonja ever?" It might be actually. I'm actually really surprised she's not gay in this.
Yeah,
I thought
that's
they would
true,
do it
yeah.
to her.
For now. You should
Yeah.
watch part 2.
Well, she had no one to gay out with in the forest. She was all just by herself for 10
Wait a
years.
minute, are you telling me
look
if you're a
at
woman, you wouldn't want a bit of this?
Oh my.
They did change the comic book thing, though, where she would only get with a guy that could beat her in a fight. Because I think in this, they're just like, no man can beat her in a fight. So we can't have that.
Yeah, so they swapped it. And then she just cuts him in the arm when she's like hugging him. Fucking cheated. John Gets Gaming says, we used to get Jennifer Odell as what's-her-face with her in The Lost World. Lucy Lawless with her hot boob armor and Rona Mitra doing fuck all in Beowulf but looking damn hot in the process. Now this crap. Well, I mean, yeah.
This is true.
We did get her in a bikini, so there's something there.
Who is the hottest metal bikini chick? Would it still be Carrie Fisher as Lamb? Would that be the hottest metal bikini chick?
I'm gonna go with Lucy Laius, in my opinion.
Yeah,
Lucy was fine, man.
Xena probably carried it. I think probably because you saw more of her in the bikini.
It's like she's like really beautiful in the face when she was like younger or whatever. So I don't know. That's just me. Nothing against Carrie Fisher or anything. Yeah.
No, I'm inclined to agree. Jacob Eden says, "Hey, Mollingus and Critical Dingus, love Open Bar, Real BBC, EFAP, and all of your videos. So, who do you think are more self-flating, Oscar-winning actors or directors?" Tough question, actually. I feel like maybe the actors are I think
Yeah, I
they
think
tend
so.
to be the ones who are even more opinionated and more self-aggrandizing.
So
Yeah.
yeah.
But when the guy
that's-
from The Brutalist gives a 5-minute long
Oh,
acceptance
yeah.
speech, everything else goes, so
Adrian
Adrian Brody, yeah.
Brody? Yeah.
Yeah, I did like this. Austin Powers, gun tits. Yeah,
Hell yeah.
that was the
Yeah,
kill,
yeah,
the fembots. Next up is Captain Bucky O'Hare. I loved that cartoon when I was a kid. Hello to the bar. Question for the panel. Given what we've seen, which inflicts more damage to their fictional worlds and franchise brands? Alien Earth, The Predator, or The Acolyte? Cheers.
Ooh.
Good question. It's not going to be The Acolyte. No,
Acolyte.
because the Acolyte's kind of removed from everything else, though, isn't it? Like
It
It
did
also
some
came after
damage,
it'd
but
already been destroyed.
Well, it's already been
Yeah.
destroyed.
yeah.
I mean, I have to go. If we had put Star Wars aside, Disney Star Wars is already dead. That's already in the past. I have to say the Alien franchise, like from what I'm seeing, like from what you guys been from watching, like Gary doesn't like it, nobody likes it. So Disney Alien.
I don't think it destroys the franchise though. I think it's just dull.
It's doing
Like-
some damage that has previously been. I mean, technically speaking, there've been prequels before, but this is set between Covenant and Alien, and it's got a shit ton of things that are breaking the world. Like
tech
Wayland
doesn't make
Yutani,
sense.
Yes,
the
though.
tech and Wayland Yutani's knowledge of Alien is like the creature itself is now way too much considering what we know. And so, but the thing is like that fucking universe is in shambles as well. So it's like really. I think the Predator wins out of those three for damage that it did. Trying to retcon them into autism hunters was one of the stupidest things I've ever seen.
Autism is the next stage of human evolution. I was like, wait, what?
It's even more noxious than that. When you think of the iconic moment of him tearing the spine out and you get like the trophy, it's like, oh no. The reason it was doing that is because it wanted the spinal fluid, which had the access to the autism.
Yeah.
Stop
Because
explaining
Billy must
stuff.
have been autistic.
He wanted the autism gel.
So
It's
is-
actual
Rub on himself.
cancer.
So is Prometheus worse than this Alien TV show? Like I don't know. Like
Well, it was pompous and overwrought, but at least it had some good bits and pieces and some general mood, which was kind of okay. But this TV show, how does everyone in the writer's room agree that you have a scene where a child who's now inhabiting a synthetic body asks the guy why he doesn't have kids, and he turns to her and says, I have a low sperm count? I mean, how does that get through 6 sets of
I
hands?
don't know. That's like
What's-
all of his character.
Yeah.
Low sperm count, man.
What's been happening in episode 4? I think we're on, because I've noped out of it after episode 3. I was just like, I
A
can't.
lot
do
of
this
people
anymore.
consider episode 4 to be the episode where nothing happens, but I feel like one could say that about most of the episodes. It's just because there's no substance, there's no like flavor to anything. It's the events are running so fucking fast. But I mean the upshot, if there was a fucking newspaper of like what happened in the newest episode briefly in the form of article headlines, like Morrow is getting closer to sabotaging the whole facility, an alien's on the loose, it birthed out of the lung and ran off after
Oh, fuck. Imagine my surprise.
well, but not before the main character stroked it.
That was
She
Why?
weird.
actually petting an
what?
alien. Yeah.
Well, they've worked out. I've just had a
Yeah.
flashback.
Yeah,
I've
the
remembered something.
communication.
No, it
Yeah.
was when because she can hear them, and so
Yeah.
there's a big discussion about, well, can't you just because it's outside of our audio range, so can't you just move it into our audio range? She goes, how do you do that? He went, well, any sufficiently advanced technology is indistinguishable from magic, so just whoosh it. And I'm like, what? Do you
What?
not know what an octave is? Music,
It's-
it's literally just maths. Just lower it by octaves until
Well,
we
then-
can hear it.
And then she commits to this whole plan, and what we get is basically just blah, 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 blah. Okay.
Yeah. Disparu, it's like you were doing a little Az impression there for a second. That was nice. I like that.
Say
Did
your
my
love
wig
it.
fall off?
I love how that's the explanation of just whoosh it.
It
Oh,
was-
okay.
no,
I'll get right on that
basically
one
said-
then.
Basically said, because this is the smartest man on the planet, doesn't know that music is just maths and thinks it's magic. And I'm like, what?
That's wild.
That is
Yeah, but
Um,
either way, she's been communicated with the alien, and so they basically made friends with each other because they've been talking. That's kind of the show.
The brother was told that he can leave, but his mechanical lung will be a subscription service that will put him into a dead hole.
I can fully
Fucking
see that
kill
happening,
me.
to be honest.
That sort of thing makes me want a Canadian healthcare myself, honestly.
That is Canadian
They were going to
healthcare.
do that, yeah.
But I think my highlight, other than the alien stuff, was just one of the child androids has basically gone mad and nearly kills one of the scientist people.
Titus.
She's like she's getting restless and she fucking jumps on one of them and it looks like it's about to kill her. Then she's like freaking out, but then they get guards and stuff. And I was just like, guess you could have maybe anticipated putting child minds into crazy Terminator robots and then pumping them full of false hormones to just swing them into like potential what it feels like to be in puberty. It's just like, what the fuck are you doing? What is this? And it's like, we're trying to create the most intelligent beings in history. You're like, what? Like,
and to do that thing, to try and give it just a vague patina of sophistication by referencing a classic work of literature, and that's supposed to automatically elevate it into being profound. So well done,
the
Sean.
Peter Pan thing is absurd.
Dude, they actually got explicit with. He said, like, wait, is that guy Morrow? Is he like Hook? And then, and the alien, that's the crocodile. And now you can hear ticking.
They didn't actually say that out loud.
Yeah, they say
that word for word. They are spelling out to the audience what you should be realizing about the character.
Yeah, there's barely any analysis left to do because there's nothing to say about this. It's
People,
all right.
People were so entranced by that first episode because of the aesthetics of it. It looks super like grounded in the alien universe, and man, what a fucking smokescreen that's turned out to be.
At this
it's
point,
happened with
anything
everything.
that Disney puts out or whatever, like anything Hulu, Disney, ESPN, just have an expectation. It's probably not going to be that good most of the time.
Yeah, they try to do things, so now they finally ask themselves the question: did we just kill the kids? Like, are they even human anymore? Are they just robots? Did we transfer their minds? Are they the same people, or did we just kill them? And every time the answer is just, oh no. Like, they don't think about it. They don't try. Like, well, maybe in the story, put these characters into a situation which explores that question in the actual episode by their actions, and then leave it up to the audience. Don't just go. Instead, they sent two people off into a forest where they had the conversation, spoke to each other, asked the question, and left. That was all you got.
It's amazing. Great show.
It's like philosophy talking to a brick wall.
Reno the Turk says, they asked Glenn Powell if he would play Bond. He said, get a proper Brit for the job. Already knowing that it should be Cavill. That Irish bastard Brendan Gleeson would make a good bad guy for some reason. 100% agree. Credit to him for saying, nah, it should be a Brit. Also, Molly, will you be splitting up segments of the EFAP specials? Friggy talking about Endgame and the back eater parts were fucking good. Hashtag dingbat.
Highlights channel, you'll see them all split up into different pieces, but the major uploads will just be on MauLer.
Okay.
For Bond, I was really skeptical when they announced that Denis Villeneuve was going to be the director because I thought it might be a little bit kind of soulless. But then I rewatched Sicario, and that film is incredible. So I think it could work. He could be the guy.
If he gets good actors to play with, he can do a great job. I just don't think it's going to be like super kinetic and fast paced because that is not how he does movies at all.
It'll depend who's writing. It's going to have a huge impact.
With, how Glenn Powell being like from Texas, like, shout out to Texas or whatever. I'm glad that he gave it up. I just wish that, Black Snake will be do the same thing. Just like be a good actor, man, and just give up the role for the sake of the people. So.
Do you see Chris Columbus's comment about the Harry Potter show?
Yeah. Why bother making it when it's like literally just a copy?
Yeah. Dude, that is like I get it, but I'm just like, where have you guys been for the past 2 decades? That's all the people doing.
It's funny when it hits close to home and it's something that you personally made. Then suddenly it becomes like, okay, sure.
But he is right. He put up a picture of the new Hagrid, and he said it's just basically looks the same, wearing exactly the same clothes. So what's the point? And probably kind of right.
I can understand it when you've got sort of a recognizable visual that people have liked for ages. They're going to want it to look like that. And from what I think the point is of the TV series, you just have more time to sell more of the books. So it's not really about the visuals with it.
Yeah, it's a different medium. There's ways to, and everyone, if they do a new Iron Man in the new timeline for the new MCU and they fucking clear it all out with the Avengers shit, we're not going to want it to look different than like the best versions of even like the comics or whatever, right? You're going to be like, hopefully they do get close to that. And if someone said, well, what's the point? We've had Iron Man. It's like,
it's okay to have new people,
but like yeah, I mean, like, because as far as I understand, the movies are pretty well regarded as being fairly faithful to the books, like the Harry Potter books, and so it's like, you've set yourself a pretty high bar to try and get over with this TV show, because you're gonna get compared to the movies and the quality of the, whether it's just the special effects, the cinematography, the actors that you're able to afford for something like this. That's a pretty tough thing to improve upon. And I don't know. I can't really see how they're going to do it.
And I don't know if they got the rights to John Williams' score, because his score for Harry Potter is so quintessentially interwoven into the aesthetic of that now.
Yeah.
Everyone hears that theme in their head when they see anything to do with the...
Well, even if you go to the theme parks, right, and like Universal Studios and stuff, it's everywhere. Like, that's the theme that's playing everywhere you go. And so, again, like, you've got this new TV show coming out. Okay, you're going to have to come up with something completely new for that. Like, what's it going to be like tonally? What do you get out of the theme park experience then? Is it going to be like the books, the movies, the TV show? What are you going to base it on? I don't know.
Yeah, pay John Williams, man. Like, because even during Disney Star Wars, they hardly paid him. Like during like the Obi-Wan show, like you could have had some of his music playing. I don't know, man. They don't want to pay nobody.
No. Captain Crunch says, Drinker, have you seen the movie Juno? My wife really loved this movie, and she wants me to ask your opinion on it. If you give it a positive review, I have to watch it with her. So, okay, I mean, Juno.
Should we tell her the news? Like,
yeah, I mean, don't get too attached to Ellen Page as a fucking female lead. Put it that way. Yeah, like, okay, if you're inclined to look for like the message in movies, like this is going to be like basically all men are shit and they make for terrible fathers, and like the only thing you can rely on is mothers and women to do the job. Sure, I guess. Like Juno as a character is pretty interesting, kind of quirky and likable as far as it goes. Yeah, it's not exactly a complicated story. She's teenage pregnancy. She ends up becoming a surrogate mother, basically, for this like rich couple. The husband decides he's not ready for it, but like the mother is, and so Juno goes ahead with it anyway. That's pretty much all you get out of it. It's not too much to it as a film.
Drinker, let me ask you this: do you think Ellen Page will come back as Shadowcat in the new Avengers movie? Like,
it's gonna take some doing. I mean, they worked around it for what the fuck was it called? Umbrella Academy. Like her character just transitioned, became a guy. Then
that was such a weird scene. Like they're just in a bar, and then they go back to everyone. Like, oh, this is happening. Like, oh, okay, and then just carried on.
I mean, what else can you do? Like when you hit with a fucking bombshell like that. Sure, okay. I guess we'll just rewrite. What else? Captain Bucky O'Hare says, my name is Mingus Dingalus Malingalus Gingalus, and the Armalingalus of Norgus and Sergus of the Tippalingus. Fungus is a mingered Singus, Hungus to a mingered Wingus, and I shall have my ding back.
Dude,
wow.
Good job reading all that out.
Yeah, well done.
I must have reached the apex. Well, you can't see what the original text was. Maybe I completely butchered it, but yeah.
There was no super chat. He just made that up on the fly.
Having a stroke.
None of this is real.
That was dialogue from Red Sonja.
Yeah, it still makes more sense than the actual movie. JDB says, let's tackle the message by making a film and calling it the Man Movie. Just guns, cars, TNA, explosions, muscles, and suits. If you write it, we will come. I'm going to add Sydney Sweeney into that mix, and we'll be happy as Larry.
Well, Disney's ears will be burning if they hear that pitch, because apparently they're really looking for male content now.
Yep.
Well done, Disney.
Men are such an easy audience to please, honestly.
Yeah.
Give us guns, tits, guys with big muscles, and like some cool cars and stuff, and we'll be happy. It's fine.
Yeah, but these are people that didn't want to make Blade just kill vampires. So if you pitch them that, they'd be like, well, but where does It's just
Where's
the
the woman fit into it?
powerful woman fit into this story, and then by the time it's run through 50 different people,
Yeah. Brother Voltus says, Drinker, can you watch the trailer for Out of Words here on Open Bar? Forgive me if my request for you to review the game have annoyed you. I only wish to promote a game that could use your support. So, Out of Words. Well, wouldn't it? I just so happen to have it right here. So this is I don't know. It's a video game that uses like a style of graphics that resembles stop motion animation. So it's probably easier if I just show you. I'm going to cut the audio out of it. So that's
cool.
the style of it. Visually, it looks really interesting.
That's pretty cool. That's cool.
Yeah, I kind of like this. Yeah, so the characters can't communicate with each other verbally, and so you have to guide them around with other means, as far as I can tell. But yeah, like I don't want to get copyright struck for the audio on it, so I'll just have to leave it like muted. But yeah, it looks kind of an interesting concept.
This actually reminds me of several scenes in Red Sonja where they clearly rendered the CGI graphics at a different frame rate than the camera. So, like, there was bees flying around at some point.
Oh,
it was on
yeah.
like 3 FPS compared to the
right.
rest of the camera. And at one point, they panned the camera over the city, but the city wasn't keeping up with the camera movement because it was at a different frame rate. And it had real stuff underneath that was moving at the actual frame rate. It was like, what?
It's wild. But yeah, so this is the trailer for Out of Words. Pretty short and simple, but kind of an interesting looking game. So color me intrigued, I guess. Yeah.
I'm looking. There's a little aesthetic which is bubbling up now. What's that? Angel Studios, and they've got that game where the child's storybook ideas come to life, and it looks like a really soft, pastel-y thing. Yeah, that looks nice too.
Yeah, I've seen it. It's they obviously done on a small budget, but again, like visually, the monsters and stuff in it are kind of cool. It's like if you took a child's sketchbook of like monsters and heroes and stuff, and they just became real, what would it look like? It's a neat idea. Again, I quite like it.
A lot of the big hitting games of the last few years have been your low budget indie, like Peak. Peak sold like 4 or 5 million copies or something. Was it 10 million copies? And it was made by, I think it was 4 guys in 4 weeks.
It's crazy. But that's what I want from games. I want like just wild creativity made by small teams. Like doesn't have to have the greatest graphics ever. Who cares at this point? Like we've seen everything graphics have to offer. I would just rather have really compelling gameplay, like a really interesting story, real cool characters, a great concept, something like that actually inspires people.
No, I want to have to download a key, which I then have to upload, and then have that upload for 2 days, and then get some patches. And then my friends also have to get a bunch of patches as well. And then we can finally start to play the game after 2 or 3 days, which might actually get destroyed off the servers after a year anyway. That's the system I want.
That's the model that AAA gaming has been using. It's great. You got to respect it. Here's bad news for you, MauLer. Anthony Hopkins' slanty eye seems to be primarily from English actors. No lie. I speculate from ancestral inbreeding. That's probably true. But that's over with a new flux of people. So yay. These comments were not aimed at your panel. Thank you.
That damn English slanty eye.
Thousands of years of inbreeding. This is what you get. TJS says, hi gents, regarding the Jeans Gate, do you remember the 90s Pepsi ad with the guy that got a wish to come true and turned into a soap on a rope in Claudia Schiffer's shower? Less drama those days.
No.
We've always been of the mindset, right? Objectify both genders equally, okay? Because there used to be adverts back in the day where it's like Diet Coke break, and it was all like the women clustered around the window.
Oh yeah, like the window cleaner or something outside.
Yeah, and it was like shirtless and stuff. It's like, fine, give us a female equivalent of that as well, and like no one's going to be complaining.
Yeah.
So I'm fine with that. Equal opportunities and all that.
Equal opportunity, baby.
Yeah. In the panel's opinion, what video game that hasn't already been adapted for the screen should have been a movie or TV show instead?
Deus Ex.
Instead,
Deus Ex movie.
So like, shouldn't have been a game, should have been a movie.
Or I don't know if they're just like, yeah, it should have been adapted, but it hasn't been so far.
That's the way I took
probably
the
a good
question.
example.
Well, if it's that, I always say Bioshock.
Why would you want to do a movie of your favorite video game nowadays? That'll be my question to you. Like,
Well,
you're gonna see more and more of it.
Perfect world.
Yeah. Whenever they do the hypothetical, you just assume if it was good. Like, oh.
Yeah. The biggest of all ifs. It's
I'd like the
thing.
The ping pong game where it's just a black screen with a white line down the middle and just the two white things going on there for 90 minutes. It'd be good fun.
Did you ever
Pong.
Let's
see?
delve into their characters and their motivations.
Well, Red Letter
what do
Media
the bats
pitched
really
their
want?
version of a Pong film. It was quite funny. It's like a bunch of people are trapped inside the game, and the white ball is just going past super fast, and it could just kill anybody if you stand in its way. Blood just splatters everywhere. Like, oh my god!
I did like the. Was it? Oh, no, it wasn't Love, Death, or Robots, but I think it was from those creators that did Pac-Man, and it was just really weird. But I thought that was that could have been a great movie if it was expanded on.
Yeah, it was a new anthology series, wasn't it? It wasn't Love, Death,
Yeah, I
and
think
Robots,
Amazon
but-
Prime did it.
Yeah, what the fuck was that called?
Oh,
Was it 99 levels or something like that?
but
Level-
secret level.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. Some of them were good, but like it wasn't quite on par with like Love, Death, and Robots at its peak.
No.
Like that
Well,
was really good.
Pac-Man was probably my favorite one. It was,
It was just wacky as fuck.
yeah. But it was like an evil Pac-Man demon was trying to escape from the realm, and he was like eating through the back of someone's face. It was awesome.
I think everyone just points to the Astartes one as like, yeah, that was peak.
Oh no.
Hail to the Bar. By episode 4 of Alien Earth, it's clear that the strategy was to fill up minutes on yet more half-baked subplots.
It is fucking incredible how many shows do this. They don't have any story to tell, so they're just like, we gotta waste your time. It's like, you guys have 8 episodes. Go.
This is set up for Monster of the Week. You've got all these different aliens. Just have 8 different aliens on the ship instead. And every week something happens. One of them gets out into the city. One of them starts mind controlling the people in the base. And you just have them all do different things.
I'm
Oh, it's so
assuming
stupid,
it's just like when Kamala Khan's dad shows up with Daredevil. It's just, what's the point of the episode? Why are we here? Why are we doing this? Like, it's like wasting film, wasting time. Like, it's stupid. I hate episodes that shows it. I hate filler episodes, man. They get on my nerves. Like,
But they're all filler episodes. Like, there isn't a single one where I'm like, oh, that was satisfying.
It's like
We
the
got
episode with
a filler
the ship,
season.
the episode where the ship crashes is filled with aliens and all the companies competing. It's a filler episode. You're like, what do you mean? It's like, 'cause nothing fucking happens. Nothing interesting in it. It's just all crap.
I have to mention the posters for this show are absolute dog shit. Have you seen them? With all like the globe, the Earth, and it has the alien on the top of it, or it has.
But it's eating the
alien
Earth.
egg opening.
Echo. It's terrifying.
It's gonna get us.
most posters nowadays are not good anymore, man. Like, the creativity is gone or whatever. So, there's no more. Yeah.
Crackerjack obviously improved the quality of their original because
Cracker Barrel.
Cracker Barrel, yeah.
They changed the name too. Oh no,
That was amazing.
Yeah.
Like the quickest rebrand in history.
yeah.
You know what? That old white guy wasn't that bad. Let's go ahead and bring him back.
Yeah. What did that cost? $700 million, right? To
something like
change their
700.
logo and then change it back and be right
it
back
so-
where they started.
It's so fucking cynical because they switched it without a second thought. That everyone was mad at them. They're like, "Oh fuck, switch it back, whatever." Like, it just moved. Like, I don't know.
Yeah. The amazing digital circus will end after episode 9. I think it's been great so far, but I'd love to see your takes on it. Will it hold up, or will it be another Atla, also high rags?
Iraq. I don't know. I've heard a bunch of people recommend this amazing digital. So, anyone seen it here?
Never even heard of it.
No, I haven't. Not, unfortunately.
It's on Netflix, I think.
The only thing that I've been watching on Netflix is K-pop Demon Hunters.
Movie?
Yeah, the movie. K-pop
How many
Demon
times
Hunters.
you watched it? Like, just-
I blame my friend
He's been going
Sophie.
to the sing-alongs.
I went to actually I did go to the sing along. I unashamedly, like, that movie's good. Okay, I blame my friend Sophie. This is your fault, Sophie. But yeah, I seen it about more than 8 times.
Damn.
all right. Wow. Yeah. Okay.
Must be pretty well versed in it by
minutes.
this point, then. Is there like a TV show or anything to go with it, or is it that all it is so far?
No, it's just a straight up movie, man.
Right.
I'm surprised you haven't covered it, Drinker. Like, K-pop.
People have
Demon
been,
Hunters.
people have been recommending it. I just haven't quite got around to watching it yet.
You gotta watch it, man. It's about an hour and 40 minutes, man. I think I ain't gonna lie, it's really girly, but if you get past all the girl stuff and just look at it as a good movie, It's good.
It's funny you say that because I think Gary said it's too gay for him to watch.
I mean, honestly, when I'm watching delights like Red Sonja, how can I possibly make time for K-pop Demon Hunters? You know? I'm going to finish up with this one here from Will Dreamer. It says, you could delete one from history. This is a question for everyone, but the rest is going to be canon in everyone's mind. So the sequel trilogy for Star Wars, Rings of Power, modern Star Trek, modern Doctor Who, or anything after Alien 3.
Oh,
Does it get replaced with something good, or does it just get yeeted and you're left with what was there?
Probably just yeeted. Oh,
Getting rid of the sequel trilogy at this point doesn't even undo a significant portion of Star Wars damage. It's crazy.
It's going to be Doctor Who for me because it eradicates David Tennant coming back.
Well, I was about to say I think you might have. That's just the correct answer. Rings of Power. Nobody fucking considers it part of Lord of the Rings, really.
Yeah, that's not.
Sequel
trilogy from that is
trilogy.
weirdly contained.
I'd love to erase the sequel trilogy, but there's so much more damage that's been done since the sequel trilogy. It's kind of insane. So it's like it's not enough, if you know what I mean. Alien 3 Plus, I mean, it's whatever, man. Like it's
the perfect way to sum it up.
I was between Trek and Doctor Who, but Trek is still separate. It doesn't mix the people except for Picard, and I can just write that off as just that character.
I think you're right.
But
I think Doctor Who
Tennant
is the one
coming back destroys Tennant for me.
But then I would argue like Trek's kind of more important than Doctor Who. Like it's got a bigger cultural impact, and like it or not, even if you kind of like make that they're a bit separate because it's like the Kelvin timeline argument. Ultimately, like
it's just
people
different
deal with
casts and stuff. That's
I know, but like it's still all coming under that Trek umbrella, and it pulls the rest of it down just by existing.
I suppose they do have Kirk and Spock and stuff in them. They're just different actors.
Yeah,
but it is messing with the original stuff.
With modern Star Trek, just delete all of it.
This is tricky because Trek, you're going down from something which is genuinely soulful from Wrath of Khan and those kind of films to something which is pure slop content, which is aesthetically hideous with those bridge sets and the gloom and glare with the horrible perspex and plastic, to the moral relativism and horribleness of everything. But I think just by a hair, I have to go with Doctor Who because what Ncuti Gatwa did to that, getting the lowest ratings in 6 decades of a show, is
Doctor Who has been brutalized. It should be illegal.
It has.
Yeah,
I think as far as damage, that's probably taken the worst. I guess.
So take the character with frolicking pizzazz who cries in every episode, which is jam packed with identity politics and activism. It needs to be removed from history. So
Russell T Davies said that Ncuti Gatwa's series was just 1% gayer than the rest of Doctor Who. But he did see that in all the ultra masculine, manly, testosterone-filled sci-fi that we've got, like Star Trek Discovery, then Doctor Who can fill the more camp niche of sci-fi. Have you seen Discovery? If that's the testosterone-filled action manly series.
Where's Mark Melkin when you need him? We're just saying this is the gayest doctor ever.
I need him to judge those series and see which one is more. I need his expert opinion.
I'm gonna go with Star Wars because I haven't watched the all those other franchises. To be honest with you,
I imagine though, like because we're talking about the sequel trilogy, I imagine you could just decanonize or delete all of Disney Star Wars. I mean, that probably would make it a winner then for most of us.
Yeah, I was going to say that's probably why they didn't include it that way, because I think all of us would pick it if it was that.
I'd still choose Doctor Who. It means more to me
fair,
than Star Wars.
fair. I understand. Fair.
I'll probably finish up there, though. For everyone, thank you for joining us here for Open Bar. It's been a pleasure as always, and for my lovely panel of guests that have come on as well. If somehow, through some freak mischance, you're not already subscribed to them, then please put that right, because the links to everyone's channels are in the description, and it would certainly mean a lot to everyone here, including me. But yeah, for everyone as well who's super chatted us, we'll get through them all as we always do on Last Orders. MauLer and I still have to catch up on Last Orders from the previous one, but don't worry, we've got all your super chats saved, so we will answer them all. MauLer had to get all selfish and do his 24-hour EFAP.
So sorry.
Always trying to make things longer.
Yeah.
So I want to do a quick shout out to my my new Substack page, which is like 500 subs now, and I got tons of cool content there and articles. So if anyone wants to join there, it's free to subscribe to that. There's some cool content people might like.
Free, you say? Is it still under Echo Chamberlain?
Yeah, so Echo Chamberlain on Substack.
Nice. Alrighty. Well, thanks everyone for joining us for this tonight. But that's all we got for today. So go away now.
Bye.
Bye.
Yeah.